the place where everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Hello, hello, can you see me, can you hear me, can you let me know? Why, that'd be just swell. Ads, nice hat, the famous hat, thank you. Well, what's the phrase I'm looking for? That was an unholy fuck up, wasn't it? I don't know what's gone wrong there, but everything just went completely. I've been using this for the last hour or so. About an hour and a half ago, if not a little bit longer. Don't start pinging, knobhead thing. I put the final little, well, it's Sundays on. So I did a restart, check for updates and restarts to make sure nothing was happening during the live. And updated and everything was fine, everything was running smooth. And then this, don't know why it's happened, but there you go. See who, hear what. Exactly. Who a day. 5 minutes late, no worries. 5 minutes is 5 minutes though. It is 5 minutes. It could have been less than 5 minutes. It could have been 0 minutes. Bang out of order. Bang out of order. Am I still logged into that? Allegedly so. Sound. Well, there you go. Yeah. I will have forgotten something. Lights. Camera. Echo. Billy, how you doing? You okay? George Michael, man. Got to have faith there. Murmur. What another week it's been. It is ridiculous this week. Richie, cheers, bud. Good to see you. Yeah, the week has been absolutely insane. Jess has been a little bit sore around the breastbone and the shoulder, which is where the seatbelt was when she was hanging upside down. We're pretty much upside down in the car from it. In fact, you know what? I might show you something now, actually. If I can find it. Where's my camera? In the area. That'll do. That is the car that they got out of. She was in the passenger seat, so she's at the top, dangling down, and her mate who was driving is at the bottom. Both panicked. Both not knowing what's going on. That was not what I was expecting to walk up to when I got a phone call. She was a little bit shaken, Jess, obviously. But when she said Rose has been in a crash, I thought to myself, all right, I hope she's okay. I hope, was it outside someone's house and they're now panicking? No. I turned up, there's police everywhere, blue flashing lights, ambulance, Matrix van or wherever it was, the weird vans turning up. Loads of them everywhere. And she come over and give me a hug straight away and I went, what's up? Me and Rose were in a car. Oh, you were in a car? Which car? And she pointed over. Holy fuck, that one. The one that's upside down. Virtually. Ali Ali O, Piggly Ding, yep. So I was ever so slightly panicked. She is okay. The pair of them are, how did it end up on its side? It hit a Vauxhall Astra, which is not a massive car, but it's substantially bigger and heavier than a Fiat 500. The police that were there said they weren't remotely interested in going any further with it. You always get checked for alcohol and drugs, don't you, while you're at the roadside after a crash. That was sound. There was no speeding involved. It just looks like it was a bit of an accident. But hitting a car and then turning over, that's the bit I think. If it was just smack into a car, oh bloody hell, what have we done? Wouldn't have been an issue, but the fact that it turned over, I think, has really panicked the pair of them. Jess has got a driving lesson tomorrow with me dad. So she's going to be alright. She's been in the car with me a few times since. Taking her home on that night, well, early hours of Friday morning, she was a little bit panicked. Dropped herself down in the seat so she couldn't see out while I was driving. And it was me, you know what I mean? I'm not an idiot when I drive. 1:30 in the morning on a Thursday night, Friday morning. No traffic around. Sound, just, she wanted Oasis on. I thought, great, yeah, just put whatever you want on. That's fine. And then if you want to cover your head with your hoodie or something, just do it. I'm not asked. As long as you get home safe. Yeah, so she was off work on Friday. She's not in work tomorrow. A nice long weekend to hopefully get over it. But when I saw that, I thought, I actually said to her at the roadside, pick me 6 numbers between 1 and 49, because you've done well getting out of that without getting properly injured, the pair of you. But hopefully that's a one and only car crash. I said that. George Michael, it's a one and only car crash. And despite the fact that the driver wasn't doing anything wrong, I just said, this is a reminder that you need to have your wits about you at all times. Even when you're doing nothing wrong, things like this can happen. The police said to the girl who was driving, get yourself back behind the wheel of a car as soon as you possibly can. And don't worry about it. It's what Formula One would refer to as a racing accident, you know what I mean? Where nobody's to blame, these things just happen. So that's all I said at the time, was it doesn't matter. Metal can be fixed or replaced, humans can't. So yeah, that was the day after someone tried to scam me as well. So to be honest with you, it's been a fucker of a week. It's really upset me, and I don't mean cry upset. I mean, it's put me off my natural laid back rhythm and style. It's just like someone has tripped me up. I've properly struggled for the last few days. I've had 2 days where I've had a lie-in and I'm still knackered. My legs were like I've been tense all night, as though I've been stressed by it all. So I had to go to the beach today just to go for a bit of a walk and try and loosen things up. And it means tomorrow my legs are going to be twice as bad, because walking on sand, it's good for you, but it does tire you out. I did a video earlier which is just going to see the sea. I did another one while I was there about YouTube advice, but I'll post that at a later date. And then I did one when I got to Southport as well. Just parked up and breathed. I was going to go on the beach there as well, but I couldn't. I just sat in the car and breathed for a while. Yeah, definitely good she's getting back in tomorrow. And thankfully my dad is a professional driving instructor. That's what he does for a living. So he knows exactly what he's doing with these kids. And with it being his own granddaughter as well, how far you can push them, how far you need to push them, because obviously if she's panicking, she needs to take a test soon, but if she's panicking about, I don't feel safe, you are safe. She knows, or she should know, she's a good driver. So yeah, she'll never forget it, but she'll look back and realise how lucky she was. Kev, how you doing, bud? How's things? She will realise how lucky she is. She said it's been on her mind almost all the time. Just when she sat there, like watching the telly or something, all of a sudden she just sees the car on its side there, hanging down and stuff. So you will do. But the longer it goes on, the less you'll think about it, until one point you don't think about it at all. Or if you do, it'll pop into your mind, and the first thing you think is that it? I walked away from that, but is that it? So it should be sound. How's Vic? Sorry, so she was still poorly yesterday, but she's been quiet, so you haven't hassled her. Very, very wise. The last thing you need when you're not feeling well is people constantly badgering you. which is why, same thing, I've not sent any message, I've not put any comments in videos and stuff. Leave that till she's feeling a bit more back to her normal self. European champions, and I've just caught the penalty shootout at the end of that. I was doing other stuff in the meantime, including trying to get rid of half of Ainsdale Beach off the bottom of my trabs. I didn't take me beach trainees with me. I need a new set of beach trainees, because the other ones that I've got are so worn down by it that whenever I go off the beach onto something else, it's like Bambi on ice. It's ridiculous. So I need a new set. I had to look for the exact same trainees as well. Adidas ZX Flux, and they're about 90 quid a pair. I'm not doing that just to go to the beach. No chance whatsoever. Not happening, lad. Yeah, hopefully do you know what? Hopefully she will be. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to our Vic's channel, I keep calling it our Vic. She's nothing to do with me, but she's part of our community, you know what I mean? The link is pinned at the top of the chat. Go and have a look. 3 adorable dogs. Oh my god, the dogs are adorable. They're amazing, fantastic dogs. And Vic's sound as well. If you go on the live, she's a very, very competent host. Not competent host, she's sound online, isn't she? You comment so she knows you're not ignoring her. Man, she knows full well you're not going to ignore her. If you're not talking, it's because you're giving her space. Even I would know that. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, I'm not ignoring you at all. I know you're not feeling well. Reach out when you're feeling up to a chat kind of thing. I know that. She'll know that as well. Know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right, it's warm. Almost too warm. Almost too warm. It was warm out. I was wearing a jacket though. I had to wear a jacket because when you're down by the sea, and I mean that close to the sea, I got home and I realised, like an absolute helmet, the camera that I was filming with is waterproof. Why did I not just put it in the sea? I could have done that. Why didn't I? Next time I'm going to put it in the sea. She's your niece, of course she knows how to chat. She does, but she also knows when to shut up, like unlike you, Mandy. I'm only joking. Yeah, she does. She's a very good host. As though she's been doing it for years. I can't believe she was getting all nervous about it and stuff. Just get on there and be yourself, and then she has, and then she's better at it than me. So it pissed me off that if you're watching Vic, you annoy the life out of me. And the winner is beer. That's beer. Cashier number 6, please. Next time, waves, yes. And they were actual waves. Waves that may well, I don't know, may have abutted Ireland at some point. Beer, which is beer only, isn't it? Beer. A nice beer only. Get yourself on the outside of that. Look at that. I'd drink that right now, me, if I could. But I can't, because I don't drink anymore, do I? Said to the doctor once, I can't drink anymore. He said, no, you can't possibly drink any more than you did. That's why your brain exploded. True story. Don't want a beer? Who's having it? Who's having it? Nearly there. 9881. Touching distance. You're having a big party when you get to the big 10k. There should have been some kind of play button, shouldn't there? I don't know. What would it be made out of? Straw? Wood? What's the other one? You'll have it soon, you will. You will. Like I keep saying to everybody, you'll know as well as anyone, Kev. The secret to it is just turning up all the time. As soon as you stop or you're having worries about it, I'm not gonna reach where I want to reach. That's when things go tits up. Just carry on, turn up, keep doing the reps. You'd be surprised just how far you can go. What you've been up to? Today I have been to Amesdale Beach. I have been for a wander. I walked past 2 absolutely adorable sausage dogs, and they were adorable, and a load of other dogs. People flying kites on the beach. 2 horses out for a bit of a trot up and down Amesdale and Birkdale, which is where Red Rum used to train as well, on there. Yeah, so it's been a nice day. I was feeling a little bit hemmed in today, so I went down to the beach. So I thought it was going to be a sort of escape from Scalcatraz, you know what I mean? The Scally Alcatraz, just to get down there and see what was going on. And it was brilliant. The wide open skies, the actual sea coming in, the smell of the ozone, the roar of the grease paint, all that stuff. It was brilliant. I needed that. Steve-O, bouncing around the gaff to the Owl Proj, get it in there. Hello to Helen, the Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field. And our Ruby Roo, the finest tennis ball chaser in the whole of East Anglia, has to be said. Things keep going ping. I can't work out what they are. But it's ping, not piggly ding, so we're alright. Because we know what piggly ding means, don't we? Come on, the gals. Only if you ask nicely first. Oh, sorry. I need that. That needs to have far more writing in it, unfortunately. And it doesn't at the moment. Because my brain isn't working. I sat down the other day, I had like a 10-minute break when I was waiting for a phone call to come through. And I sat down, audio book off, no music, nothing. Pen, paper, and I could not think for anything at all. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't think. Ping, you can't hear any pinging. No, it's not coming through on the microphone. I can hear it out the corner of my head. So I tried to keep the phone that's connected to the knee bone out of the way of the microphone, which is connected to the shoulder bone or something. I don't know. Tom is around, isn't he? He was in first, actually. I clocked him earlier on, lad, before I even started, before the whole of this place exploded. Oh, there you go. Tea, a nice bucket of tea. We like a bucket of tea, don't we? Sure, it's grand, so it is. So it was, so you are. A nice bucket of tea. A grand bucket of tea. Oh, no, he's not twitching at the moment, but speaking of twitching, which is the real name for bird watching, isn't it? The real name for bird watching. I was down the beach earlier on, obviously, and I put the Merlin app on, and it just done the same thing. Herringull, 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 peregrine falcon. What the fuck? What? Not seen one of them since I was a kid. Dan, how you doing, bud? Peregrine falcon. And I was looking, trying to find out where it was, and I couldn't see it anywhere. It's probably down the back of the shops or something, snarling into one of those herringulls. Mandy's over there on Twitch, along with the other 5,999 people. There's not 6,000 people on Twitch. Botrix is being Botrix again. That was last week's Jeff shout. Knobhead thing. Why does it keep doing that on the Twitch side of things? Why is it always a week late with the Botrix? I don't get it. I've tried nothing and it's still not working. I don't know where to go from that. After you've done nothing, what else do you do? Yes, I know, something. Bollocks, innit? I've got to do something this week and I genuinely can't think what it is now. but I've got to do something. I have gremlins. Oh no, no. Dan's got gremlins as well. I think we all have, haven't we? Mr. Ariad, seems like Kev's got a cold at the moment. Would you like a second-class return to Dottingham? Anyone know what that advert was? Let me know in the chat. Second-class return to Dottingham, please. Having flashbacks all today, you know. I had a flashback when I was on the beach to the 1970s because there was horses. And I remember donkeys being on the beach when I was a kid. In fact, I went donkey riding on the beach when I was a kid. And I can't think where it was. Fat fingers, what do you call me? The gremlins be gremlin all over the shop they are. Do not feed them after, or don't throw water on them. Which one? I can't remember. Don't feed them or throw water on them after midnight. Otherwise, they completely knacker your stream up. They were in mine earlier on. 5 minutes later was 5 minutes. It's the principle, you see. I pride myself on at least getting here early, making sure everything's working. I got here really early and did a reset, did a check for updates and a reset to make sure it wasn't downloading anything in the background, which could compromise your viewing pleasure. But no, as soon as I started, I couldn't start. Which I think, isn't that prostate problems? Couldn't I get a pee? If you have fat fingers, I'm a multi-millionaire. You can't be, Ali. You can't have fat fingers. Otherwise, they'd never be there on the trigger, would they? When you're hanging off, you know, the Eiffel Tower, doing your wet work. For she who must be obeyed, 38,000 feet up Mount Pendle. Not mentioning any names, Louise. Target acquired. Ping headshot. Fat fingers, my arse. No beer tonight, but I'm having Earl Grey for my thermos because I'm worth it. No idea about the ad. Someone ordering a train ticket and he couldn't speak properly because he had a cold. Second class return to Dottingham. I think. Hang on, I can't even tell you without giving it away, can I? Do you make you breathe more easily? There you go. How's that one? You remember it. It was one of those adverts that everybody seemed to know. Everyone was saying it. People were quoting it to each other. Steve, you need a drink, your mouth's drier than Gandhi's sandals. Tunza. There you go. Tunza. They make you breathe more easily. Mandy's a secret lemonade drinker. Only if you throw Tia Maria in there or whatever else it is this week. That was Elvis Costello's. In fact, Elvis Costello is singing in the background on that, isn't he? On backing vocals. Was it his dad who was in it, singing it? Ross McManus, is that his name? His dad. Ross McManus, and then Declan McManus decided to become Elvis Costello. Because you would, wouldn't you? If you're from Birkenhead. Who the fuck would walk around Birkenhead being called Elvis? And what would you like? What are we having for a bevy? What are you having, lad? Throat's knackered again now. I noticed this earlier on while I was trying to do. Adobe Express was being an absolute knob earlier on as well. Not the one on my phone, the one on the laptop. Laptop? This is not a laptop, this is a PC. It was on this one, trying to do something that might be shown later on. Because it's quicker and easier, but it wasn't. So I had to do it on my phone instead. Which is a ball ache. But you'll see it, because, you know, after all, it is Sunday. Zeg je nou, mates? Zeg je nou, mates, lads? What you having, lads? Just want a bevy? That's what the road crew called him anyway. Dech you know, mates? Sure, I did not know that. Don't know if I know anybody who performed with him. Possibly. I know more of the 60s crowd though. the Searchers, swinging blue jeans, the Mersey beats, them kind of dudes, know what I mean? Not the 70s, 80s. Although I suppose the Searchers were around in all of those decades. They just played Glastonbury, didn't they? And John Mack was backstage with his mate, Sir Paul. Fucking mad. When you're in the boozer with him and he's talking about John and Paul, you know exactly who he's talking about. But he's not dropping names, he's just telling the lads stories. And he's not John from the Searchers for us. He's John from Five-A-Side. Right, lads. Alright, Billy, lads. What's going on? Get a bit of your fucking chicken there, lads. See, I can sound Scouse occasionally. When I put my mind to it. Or when I go to the match. It is bizarre. You've probably noticed it, those who watch the live streams when I go to the match. As I'm leaving Southport, I'm pontificating and talking about things in this rather nice, refined accent, and I get half a mile away from Goodison Park. Let's get into these knobheads today, lads. Oh, and smash him. Just can't help it. It comes to your feet. It's bizarre. Bizarre, see? Just talking about it. I'm starting to get all trackied up. It's mad. Occasionally. I'm wondering how it's going to go for the new stadium. How is it going to work? I can't get a blue badge parking space near the ground. So, I don't know. They said there's going to be more blue badge bays. Blue badge bays. Bays for blue badge parking on Regent Road, which is the road outside the stadium, the big dock road that goes alongside it. But I don't know whereabout they will be. So, do I get in early? Can you get outside the stadium early? Park miles away. Get outside the stadium and start streaming from there. Do I then wait until I get into the stadium? Wait until I take my seat? They're talking about having Wi-Fi that 60,000 people can connect to at once. I'm not sure. I do sound Scouse 100% of the time. You take that back, Mandy. I know I do, but there's levels of it, isn't there? There's levels of he sounds like he could have been from Liverpool originally to, fucking hell, man, he's after me upcaps. Know what I mean, lad? Adam, how you doing, bud? No, Ali Billy's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Hanging round. We're all here. We're here for the duration for the rest of the night. This is getting stupidly warm, this. Fully open the windy. Yeah, levels of Scouse there is. There's a hint and a tinge at the top, and then it works its way down all the way to the people who sound like coffee machines in Starbucks, which is just pisses me off. That normally people from Bootle or Kirby and Huyton are the worst for it, because they're not from Liverpool. As much as they try and pretend they are, they're not. So they have to make up for it by putting on these stupid, overly harsh accents. It's on its arse. After having the Peugeot for 3 months, it looks like the clutch may have gone. Oh man, what a pain in the balls that is. Clutches are never good. Never good. And my dad thought his might have exploded just before he went away on holiday. One of his pupils went from third into first, and he heard this bang. Oh shit, here we go. He had to pull over, he couldn't move it. So he thought either the gearbox has gone or the clutch has gone or both. And when he got back off his holiday expecting a massive bill, the garage went, oh no, it was a drive shaft. Drive shaft and maybe a guibo, which is the rubber sort of mount between the drive shafts and something else. And it was nowhere near what he thought it'd be. So he was seeing it as right, Brucey Bones. Your cousin sounds Scouse, she's 100% real. Is she a real gone kid? They do, because the whole of North Wales sounds Scouse. Or Liverpool sounds North Walian. Maybe we've nicked part of it from yous. Yous have nicked part of it from us. So yeah, there's always, you can tell the Welsh though, but there's always proper Scouse in there. Casper, how you doing? And it's mad. I mean, Welsh is mad in the best of times, isn't it? When they speak proper full-on Welsh, and the next thing you know, there's an English word or phrase gets thrown in there. It always, you know, same as with Indian. Sometimes whatever, is it Urdu or Hindi, they'll be speaking whatever that is, and blah, 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 straight away, and all of a sudden an English word will crop in, and it just always trips me up. But it's the same when they're speaking English in North Wales. Occasionally they'll say something like a Welsh place name, and it comes out as proper Welsh in between the sort of proto-Scouse. It's fucking mad, man. Languages are mad. Accents are mad. Whole Wales mad. What's going on with the crowns? That is a YouTube thing to try and push more engagement in chats. Yeah, crowns are YouTube's version of Botrix. They must have seen what people were doing, and then let's try and do that. It's that competitive nature for people, isn't it? I'll keep on chatting to see if I get higher. I want number one. I want number one. We'll go then. No, not that kind of number one. Weeze was here first, mate. Yous wasn't as in us, but what was the accent? And was you? Really? Are you sure about that? Where I'm from in Liverpool, Garston was in the Doomsday Book. Know what I mean, lad? Look at the class song, the Pogues. I fucking hate Irish music, I'm sorry, but I really do. Because I used to go to the pub all the time, and after the pubs, go into town. And everywhere during the 90s, no matter where you went to, absolutely everywhere had Irish music on. To the point where I fucking hate it now. Even whether it's the Floodly Oodly or the likes of the Pogues, it's just, I don't know, I've heard enough. You can't hear enough Irish music. Yeah, you can. The same as if you go into a place and all you do is play death metal. After a while, you want to grate your eyeballs, won't you? Feel the same when Danish state TV shows Greenlandic news programmes. The weather in Greenland is fucking irrelevant because we're nowhere near there. It's 6.5 billion miles away, I think. I checked that on the globe. You wouldn't know no one chats on your videos. Oh, man. Live stream the arse off that, man. It's not accumulative. It is per stream. It's not. It doesn't carry on to the next stream, unlike Botrice. Aquilat, Timiot, Jensen, what? You turn the crowns off. Wise. How do you do it? Is it in somewhere in settings, isn't it, within your chat settings? You hear a Greenlandic and then a Danish name or a number, then Greenlandic again. It is mad, isn't it? Some English sounding words might just sound English, but they're spelt Welsh. They might be spelt Welsh, but they're not fucking Welsh words. Free kick is free kick, right? Free kick. But you might spell it with 2 Fs, but it's still fucking free kick, you know what I mean? Because there's no Welsh name for, or Welsh words for free kick. Scouse are better than Wales because Wales you can even understand. Do you know what? I quite like the Welsh. I hate that the fact that Welsh and Brummies get slagged off all the time for their accents because there's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with them. The Welsh can be quite sing-song at times. I quite like that. And of course, North Wales, get yourself in slowly because it sounds Scouse, and then you can work your way further and further south. But then you get to Cardiff and Swansea and places, they sound like Cockneys nowadays. It's mad. Where about in London are you from? Cardiff? What? Weird. Weird, man. Arish is Arish. Wise words.
Piggly ding. Next.
Piggly ding, next. There you go. Who wants to put their hand up and go behind a bar? Wave like you just don't care. Go ahead. Fam is good. Always good to see the fam doing well. To you, Zanes, that's special. It's always special, man. Greenland changed the time zones last year, so it could be an hour closer to Europe and an hour further away from the US, I think, at the moment, isn't it? Given what Trump's trying to do, take the place over. Monkey is monkey, it is. And really good if it is preceded by Gorky Zygotic. Good band there. As an Englishman living in Wales for over 25 years, you can categorically say Wales is better. Wales is fantastic. I love Wales. It's unfair though. Said it before and I'll say it again. It is unfair. Completely unfair. They shouldn't be allowed to have that many beautiful places. There's too many castles and there's too many waterfalls. It is completely and utterly unfair. Bang out of order. Bang out of order. Addis is Addis. Means again and again. Not in Cockney it doesn't. Your Addis is your arse, mate. Birmingham's the worst accent in the UK. No, it isn't. It isn't, you know, I've got loads of mates from Birmingham. Some sound worse than others. But it's alright. And that goes for anywhere that you want to go in the UK. There can be nice Geordie accents, but I know some people from Newcastle whose accent is like stripping fucking rust off chrome. It's horrible. There's just, everywhere you go, there's a nice version and there's a shite version. Mandy, have you made that up? It is, no, it isn't it? There's a band called Gorky Zygotic Monkey, which is spelled that way because they are Welsh, I think. Monkey is monkey. Monkey see as monkey does. Juggle it. Just juggle it, really, yeah. You're from Birmingham and you live in Wales. Billy has been blocked. It also, I think it depends on where about in Birmingham they're from. Some places like Black Country especially, that's really, really thick. And if you don't like that, you don't like it. Other little places like, I don't know, Selly Oak, I've got mates from there who just sound as though they are tinged with Brummie, not completely subsumed with it. But anywhere you want to go, it'll be the same. I've got a friend from Essex and I love her voice. It's just, you can tell she's from Essex, but she doesn't sound like one of these Towie wankers. Just it's a good accent. I like it, but I couldn't listen to normal Essex accents all day long without wanting to explode my brain in a microwave. You are from Stourbridge, yeah? You're a yam from the Black Country. Yeah, I'm going to match chunk. Addis is Risha is Rish. What again and again? What language isn't absolutely up the wall? While you're at it, yes, microwave isn't poppity ping, it's microdon. Which is, I think we'll take the Welsh microwave and the Dutch microwave and we'll turn them into transformers. Microdon and magnetron just sound like two transformers. The Dutch for microwave is magnetron, which I think is fantastic. Wouldn't you buy more microwaves if you had to go in and ask for a magnetron? Welcome to Currys. Can I help you? Yeah, I want a magnetron. Well, I'd buy hundreds of the bastards every week. I have a shed full of magnetrons. Know what I mean, bro? Be great, wouldn't it? Again, it's fuck all wrong with Birmingham anyway. Black Sabbath came from Birmingham as Led Zepp. You know what I mean? If you can produce Aussie, you should get a pass for the rest of your life, I think, with that. Casper, you pride yourself on being able to differentiate many of the UK accents by now. Your mum asked you to find an old UK show she watched in the 90s, turn out she thought Geordie was Scottish or Irish. It's that fucking close to Scotland. A lot of what they say, a lot of the words and phrases are shared between the northeast of England and the southeast of Scotland. I think it was the same Viking hordes that turned up and pillaged everyone. Hence, them all talking the same. Haven't heard a British or Irish accent you don't like? Just some of them sound better than others. In the same way that if you listen to music, some bands sound better than others. It's not like all of a sudden someone turns up and they talk as though your ears want to bleed. There's nothing like that, but there are just some nice... There's also that thing at the moment, if you watch TV in the UK, you'll notice more and more adverts where they're trying to sell something will have northern voices in there, because you can trust a northern voice more than a southern voice, apparently. That comes from the advertising people. People find a northern voice when it comes to funerals or selling insurance. They'll much rather go for a northern voice because it sounds more trustworthy, which is fucking weird because they never trust us anyway, do they? Robert Plant and Bonzo are from the Black Country. Robert Plant is on the board at Wolves, isn't he? Big Wolverhampton Wanderers supporter. Poppity Ping from the Microdon it does sound like a Stanley Unwin thing, doesn't it? Stanley Unwin. It was used on the Ogden's Nut Gone Flake album by the Small Faces. Great album. He was all the way through that. Mainly Danish Viking. Sorry, by the way. Oh, it's good. Stourbridge, home of the 2 fine railway stations, a bizarre little train and a cat. Home of the Shrubbery Cottage Pub. DY8 rules. DY8 sounds like a proper gang, doesn't it? Or like one of those South Central LA rap bands, DY8. Yo, yo, yo. Stourbridge in the house. The Scottish are welcoming the American president this weekend. Welcoming as only the Scottish clan can. Joey, they are indeed, mate. Yeah, there's been I've seen a few posters that were put out and flags and banners and what have you. Proper had a go with them, haven't they? I think I've seen your wee orange jobby was mentioned at one point. Very, very welcome. Very Unwin it is. Pop-Tears oven. Is that why do you think it's a ping oven? A Pop-Tea Ping? Or is that just, is that a comedian who brought that out and everyone thought, yeah, it must be true? Because we can't be arsed looking to see if it's right or not. Read a study that showed Scottish was the most trustworthy accent. It may well be. And then Geordie will be right up there as well. Which is why a lot of the help centres, if you call up a helpline, a lot of them are based in the northeast, just because people find it quite relaxing to talk to a Geordie and trustworthy. We used to get it all the time as well when we were on the phone lines doing our work for government. People would just ring back until you heard a Scouse accent. Why? And they said, because we know you lot will get it done. You'll get the work done. You'll get the whatever our problem is, you'll sort it out. So, of course, the rest of the country can't stand us, but the people that need money now, I want me money now. All right, I'll sort it for you, lad. It's right. DY8 Derby postcode. Derby. I've been to Derby. It was shut. I'm only joking. I think we got beat 1-0 last time I was there. Esteban Fuertes scored for Derby and then got called into the Home Office and then got told to piss off somewhere else because he was from South America, not Italy, and he had a fake passport. Scored 1 goal, winning goal against Everton. Could have sent us down. Pricks. Good evening to you and Helena Bobs and Roo Robs with the knitling and the bakering and the doggery. Deep joy. You need to practice the Umanese. I think you're doing all right there, mate. Can't argue with that. By the way, I've just mentioned football, haven't I? So back of the net. Dink dank do. Lovely stuff. The Daggers, Ursula von der Leyen said Trump, when he started ranting about the windmills being the worst green energy, needed to be stopped. He has got no awareness. Or maybe it's just because for year after year after year, the same as the likes of Musk and all them lot, they've had no one who's willing to stand up to them and just say to them, you are being an absolute knobhead, stop now. All of these, the richest people in the world all need a Scouse mate. Because at some point your mate in Liverpool just turn around, you are being an absolute tit. Wind your fucking neck in or I'll slap you. Trump needs that desperately. Deep joy. Rock House was in Derby. Again, talking to Laz last week about how close Manchester is to Sheffield. It's not that far away from the likes of Derby, is it? across the Snake Pass and down there. It's bizarre. Derbyshire, Derby. Sounds like the Brits can dog and bake at the same time. They can. We have got the S-kills to pay the B-ills. Esther, how you doing? You haven't seen that? You haven't seen that, right? Haven't you? Has the thirst worn off you? You've got good timing, always. Could you have a Scousing off ice? Which is like smearing off ice, only it's nicht, lads. Know what I mean? Can we help you out? I don't know if we've got that. Have we got any shorts? Have we got any Alka-Pops? Not sure we have. What have we got? I don't think we have, Mandy. You have to start making some Alka-Pops. Some proper bright blue, bright pink, bright orange Alka-Pops. What you can do, you know what? We'll give you a pub rock shandy and then we'll throw a shitload of vodka in it for you. How's that? How's that? Yeah, just throw a shitload of vodka in there. Sparkling orange and lemon pop. That'll do you. See, that'll do you. Oh. Do you know what now? Where is it? Where the fucking hell is it? Steve can have a beer because Steve's got his own beer on tap, hasn't he? So that's for our Steve. Some Horsey Wind Pumper. Traditional ale in a man's glass. We need more man's glasses. The kind of thing where you have to drink at a 45-degree angle. One of them. Only don't throw it behind your head because that would be fucking stupid, wouldn't it? There's the acid bottles on the optics. Oh, where's that? Have I put them? I haven't put them up, have I? Oh, remind me of that later on, Mandy. I'll download that. Is that on the... my brain has gone. It's on one of the Canva things, isn't it? Remind me where it is. I'll lash it up. I'll lash it up. You'll do what, young man? Young man. Killing Moon will come. Oh, it's fantastic. What a tune that is, man. Echo and the Bunny, man. Acid bottles on optics supported 8 mile radius in Toronto in 1972. I know I was there. 1 year before I was born, but I was there. Proper band. There is a band called Gay Bikers on acid, isn't there? So I wonder if they're related. That's a good cup of tea, that. Yeah, it's on the Dookie at the moment. The bass player used to drink in our pub. The least rock and roll, the least indie, 80s indie bass player you've ever seen in your life. Genuinely. He was a tree surgeon at the time, but just didn't look like he was in a band that would produce some of the best music of the 80s. Aye, mate, can I have 2 pints of Carlin? Wasn't even Carlin, it was Heineken. See, I'm lying now. 2 pints of Heineken. No album cover. I know it's weird, that, isn't it? But at least it's working. Do not tempt fate. You got to tempt fate to fate. I think I've got my daughter doing that now as well, you know. I've completely and utterly infected my daughter with this idiocy, with my absolute stupidity of a morning. All I need to do as well, if she's a little bit down in the mouth or, you know, tired or something, go away, and then from over there, oh yeah. Casper, you saw, who do you think you are? And it was Lee Mack. He is from Southport. The Southport to Liverpool accent difference is mad. Southport's a mad accent anyway. It's got its own accent, it has. But when you think Liverpool is 20 miles away, Preston is 20 miles away, which is more Lancashire. Manchester's about 40 miles away. So we get all these people from local areas all mixing together with all the different accents, and it's produced this weird little hybrid. It's mad. Some people sound a bit more Scouse, some sound a bit more Manc. Not as bad as St Helens, like St Helens. Have very different accents with the same difference in distance to each other. At your society's pre-car and bike show, and yet you have over 10 different accents where some folks would have a hard time understanding each other. It's boss, isn't it? Beggars can't be choosers. no clue how to spell it because it changes all the time, doesn't it? Oh, hang on, what have we got here? Sent a picture of Helen's latest achievement. Ooh. Let's have a look. Made for niece's birthday today. Strawberry mousse cake. Look at that. Man, I would eat that right now. Helen, you're hired. You're booked, we'll have you. Isn't that amazing? Look at that, man. Oh, I'm hungry now. Oh, that's evil. Evil. Get me all worked up over cake and I haven't got any. Knows from Southport as well. Mark Armand, I know. My mate from the pub used to chase him round KGV, the school, with a cricket bat trying to smack him everywhere. Because he was gay. And then years later he went, well, it was such a horrible thing to do. Ignorant thing to do. There's no way I can apologise to him because he'll never turn back up here again. But yeah, I've grown up since then, so bloody well hope so. It's a lovely fireplace behind the cake. Behind the cake. It is divine. Divine. You'd eat that? Even Mandy would eat that. I would. And I don't really like strawberry flavoured stuff. Oh, I had a punnet of cherries yesterday. An entire punnet of cherries whilst watching Air Crash Investigation. That's where it's at, you know. That is where it's at. It was so light. Looks amazing. Hence he left and never returned. I think that was more to do with the fact that he went to Leeds Polytechnic, was it, at the time, before it became Leeds Uni. And then got into a band that became sort of world famous. Might have had something to do with it. And then disappeared down to Soho to write some of his more filthy songs. The Filthy Beggar. But I think it was also nice that the lad who done it just said it was ignorant, it was just completely stupid and they shouldn't have done it. At least you've grown up in your 40s or 50s, whatever he was at the time. Murmur. Not all of it. Of course not, Mandy. Fucking like that. As far through as a tram ticket, aren't you, Mandy? You had some cherries yesterday. The Lou knew about it this morning. By the Lou, you don't mean 38,000 feet up Mount Pendle, Lou, do you? No. I'd say I'm trying to increase the amount of fruit I'm eating. I'm eating loads of fruit at the moment. Loads more than I ever have done. And I am losing a bit of weight. It's coming off, going back up, coming off, going back up, coming off, going back up. But it's gradually coming down to the point where I'm about 14 stone 10 at the moment, ish. So if I get down to 14 and a half, I don't really want to get any lighter than that. And it's a good weight where I'm not putting any kind of pressure on my knees and things. Good fighting weight, 14 and a half, for someone of my height. A seed was planted to write proper lyrics though. Yep. Most art comes from hard times. You very rarely find people who write or create great art when it's created by having a lot of money or a comfortable home. It's difficult to write about stuff like that. Which is why, I mean, if you use U2 as an example, the first 3 albums were brilliant. The 4th was sound. The 5th was made by millionaires. After that, the Joshua Tree is not a bad album, but it's made by millionaires. When you find yourself as a Dublin band walking around Las Vegas wearing fucking cowboy boots and a Stetson, that's when you know you need to wind your neck in. That's why people have a go at them. But it's difficult to write angry young men music when you're a rich middle-aged man. So it does come from adversity, most of it. It's going down, it's there, it isn't, man. When am I off for my bloods? Next week, hopefully. Oh, Huache. The winner is Huache. That's Huache. Cashier number 3, please. Hwache, the ninja drink, the absolute ninja drink. Go ahead. We like it. We like it. We like a hwache. Yeah, the bloods, I've just got to turn up. I was going to do it on Thursday because I've got the... No, it isn't. Friday. Because I've got the eye doctory people and I'm off on Friday. But that's at 1 o'clock. I'd need to get there whatever time in the morning it opens and hope that there's not loads of people. Then drive back, park my car up, walk over to the eye people. So, I don't know. I might have to just go some other day. Hopefully. 92 kilos, just about my ideal weight being 193. Yeah, I think I'm 93.3 kilos today. 92 would be good, I think. Was it the meter in the kg is about ideal weight? Yep. Minus. Very true. What you saying? What you saying, boy? More difficult to relate to a millionaires. How do we? Hoe gaat het met je? Ben je okay? You alright? Looks delicious. Does. We like it. It'd be nice. Actually, it's a now kind of drink, isn't it? A night like tonight where it's dead warm and toasty. Hi to the fair babies, how's things? You alright? Lang niet gezien. Yep. You're having a vacation all the time in the world. That's more like it, isn't it? All the time in the world. What's the highest tax a millionaire can pay in the Netherlands? How much? I know Nederland is quite a low tax place, isn't it? Same as Republic of Ireland. They still pay it, obviously, but not a huge amount compared to some other places. Yeah, but it's difficult to... You can't be angry about what you haven't got when you've got everything. So the really good bands, the really good writers must be, no matter how much money they bring in, their focus never changes away from, I don't know, what you do at that point, what you do. Esther, ik dacht dat ik kom weer eens langs. Yeah, nice to see you back anyway. Were your ears burning last week? Steve was asking. Yeah, you have been mentioned. You felt it all the way there. Ja, dat is gezellig. Do I wear a codpiece? Do you have show-branded codpieces for sale? That we could do that, couldn't we? Bear's paws codpiece. I wouldn't want a bear's paw anywhere near me. Me Albert Dock, to be honest with you. Jenksy, what about you? How are you? How are you in yourself? You're alright? Oh, spin. Here we go. Spin. What have we got? What are we having? Irish red beer for the Irish lady of the red hand. I say lady, it's Jackie, you're not really a lady, are you? That Irish gobshite. That better? It's better, that, isn't it? Feels like I was trying to groom you on the internet when I was being nice to you. I'm not having that. Some Irish red beer. Oof. Look at the head on that. Give us a pint and put a head on it before I put a head on you, lad. How's everyone doing? How are we all doing? My legs are sore today. I've been to the beach. It's been boss. And all that way, I had to walk all the way to where the water was because it wouldn't come all the way to me. I never even put my waterproof camera in the water. Because I'm so used to using the Osmo Pocket 3, which is not waterproofed at all. I forgot that the one I had with me is waterproof enough that I could have... You know what I could have done? I could have tied a proper piece of twine to it or something, swung it round my head and threw it in the water and see if we could have seen any fishies. That's how good it was. Phil Collins, there was speculation about him being in a hospice. That sounds bad unless you are in the north of England, near Bolton or somewhere. Because then you're just in... Then you're in horse urine. You're stood in hospice. How are the dogs? How are the dogs? How are they in themselves? Nice evening for a bear. It's a lovely evening for a bear or a beer. Dogs are fine. You have another baby chicken. Oh, lovely stuff. A pint, that's nearly an armful. Jeff has been watching Hitchcock about the blood donor as well. We were only just talking about bloods, weren't we? So I need to sort out a day where I can go to Wigan. I might have to have another day off. Although I haven't got many days left of leave. Oh, wasting it on going to see the bloody doctor. How bad's that? How's your doggy, Steve? He's had no complaints. This thing on. Anyone ever taste bear? It's lovely. I found it to be a little bit gristly. Fuck no.
Very
Can't
poor.
believe I just said that.
Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Very poor indeed. It was awful, wasn't it? Do you know, halfway through saying it, there was a thing at the back of my head just went, just don't say anything else. Instead of that, no. It had to come out, didn't it? Just off you go. So it is. And you've had bear when you were in Alaska. Whatever the bear eats is what the meat. All right. Is that a bit like? So bears are made out of tofu. Is that what that is? Is that what you're trying to say? My dad was in Alaska on his way to Japan. They flew over to Anchorage and then from Anchorage to Tokyo, and he said they had a stuffed polar bear in the sort of the baggage hall, and he couldn't believe how big they were. That joke should have died in a pub corner, but now it lives forever. It does live forever on the internet. There's no getting away from it now, is there? Dian swell, soras. So what did it taste like? If it tastes like what it eats, what did it taste like? What do bears normally eat? Because they eat a lot of fruit, don't they? And bugs and things. So it could be apples. It could be little bugs, because they're full of protein, aren't they? So they eat loads of them. Of course, no matter, well, depending on where they are, it could also taste of salmon. Could be fresh salmon. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Except I don't really like salmon. Did it taste like Park Ranger? That would be boss, wouldn't it? Or did it taste like the contents of a picnicker basket? The bear jerky you had, supposedly the bear was eating blueberries. It was a little bit sweet. Oh. You see, now that's a sentence I never ever thought I would read in my entire life. Anything to do with blueberry tasting bear jerky. What the fuck? They eat a lot of berries besides the meat, so they often have a lovely sweet taste. They eat rabbits, they eat all kinds of stuff. They're bears, aren't they? Big claws on them, big gnashes. But they do like apples. I was watching a programme, a documentary on BBC about them. These young bears that were getting put back into the wild because they had to be saved because was it logging or people just cutting? Oh, what the bloody hell's that? Something's just gone ping again. I don't like things going ping. I don't like it. Yeah, so they had to save these bears and then rewild them. And the way they done them was by throwing them apples and then getting them to forage for apples and then getting them to actually go back to being wild. Took some doing that, man. Yeah, love having a bear salami sandwich when they have the stuff. Bear salami. See what? Only bear, honey, berries, nuts and creepy critters. They eat all kinds of bear. Oh yeah, honey as well, don't they? I've seen that. Getting jabbed on the noses by honeybees. Yeah, they like a proper. They like a smorgasbord, don't they, bears? Like a bit of everything. Like a running buffet. It's a very weird sentence, isn't it? You're going to Sweden again in August and we'll take elk, moose, sausage and bear meat home with you. Are you allowed to do that? Man, you're in you're in Europe, aren't you? Take what you like. Never had that. What have I had? I've had ostrich. And I think alligator. That's about the weirdest meat I've had. I say weird. People that come from places where they eat that all the time will probably think, what? Pork? Not eating that. bears have been known to swipe a pick-a-knicker basket. They have. I watched that in a documentary, a hand-drawn documentary I watched once. You heard that ping? It's not the kind of ping that should happen. It wasn't a piggly ding. And now, this pissing thing stopped working. Yes, now the Stream Deck stopped working, which is not good. So I can't press any buttons. Oh, you absolute knob. Work, please work. Oh, thank fuck for that. Very poor indeed. Do bears also get drunk on fermenting apples like elk do? The elk are famous, aren't they? Over in Sweden especially, just for getting absolutely off their tits on fermenting apples. I think I've seen another documentary. I watch loads of documentaries, don't I? About someone that was unalived, and then the husband was in the frame for it, and they found out it wasn't him; it was a pissed up elk. Can't possibly be a drunken elk. No, actually, it was. You'll go over the stunning bridge. Watch the bit of bronze, just see the bridge, plus the beginning tune is shout. I don't even know that. I know the bridge though. You honestly didn't know people actually eat bear. What would Horace taste of? Ah, licorice. I think he's black and white, isn't he? I think Horace is a panda. If you put Horace, and I have done this, you can see this on my channel. If you put Horace, a picture of him, into ChatGPT and say, can you make a cartoon of this? They turn him into a proper full-on panda. True story. Oops-a-daisy. Sounds better in a Northern Irish accent, doesn't it? I'm not sure I could do it in an Offaly one. That's da-ding. Sounds like Windows, da-ding. It is. It's because the Stream Deck has decided not to work. I think I need to have a look at the Stream Deck. ASAP Rocky. Steve's on a roll. Leave Horace and Kippers alone, oh yeah? Horace would taste like me. Fuck off, Mandy, you cheeky bastard. Oi, he hasn't been eating me. What are you on about? I haven't even got something to press, which is bad enough. Oh my word. What are you playing at? I haven't been knocking the stuffing out of Horace, you cheeky sod. Bamboo he tastes like. There you go. Do you know something that we don't? Do you know something I don't? I know I'm a heavy sleeper, but jeez man, I'd know that, wouldn't I? Poor Horace, no wonder he's not in the car anymore. He's been on the phone to Childline, hasn't he? Show me on the bear where he touches you. I am the fucking bear. Disgraceful behaviour. A woman in your uncle's nearby city was killed by an elk. The husband was the first arrested until he discovered the moose hair and her injuries, yeah? It was a drunk bull elk that attacked her on That might be the thing I watch, you know, that sounds absolutely 100% what I saw. What did I see? You sure? He's your bear that you've slept with for over 50 years. He has. Yeah, he is. I have not at any point introduced anything into him now. Mandy. She was 68 and named Agneta. You sent a voice message. Come on, let's have a look. Where is it? Right. Ups the daisy. There you go. So you have to be careful because obviously there's music playing on this phone as well to play on the jukebox. You can't play anything on the jukebox. It was in 2009. Do you know what? Genuinely, that sounds like the case that I saw over here. And I think it might have been one of those strange but trues. But the Moida side of things. Just found an old news article. Seen that programme too about the drunken elk. What would we do with the drunken elk? But Horace has had a few spin cycles in the washing machine. Esty, a cheeky sod. He's never been dirty enough to go in there. He hasn't, you know. He's occasionally a little bit of maybe, after watching the repair shop and the bear ladies, the foam off the top of fairy liquid, just a foam, quick wash over. Not been in the washing machine though. He's normally just in the house, just mooching around, doesn't get dirty. Now he's in the car. Well, maybe. Show me on the bear where you know what I mean? It is though, isn't it? Like, on the bear, I am the fucking bear. Yeah, after Mandy's comment, if that was the case, he'd never be out the bleeding washing machine, would he? Permanently on a spin cycle. Disgusting. This is how rumours start, Mandy. This is how nicknames start. I don't want that nickname. I ain't saying he's a bear shagger. Hang on, what else have we got? We have a Jackie Lewis as well now. A Jackie Lewis.
So it is.
So it is. Oh, hang on. Let me press that again. Fucking Wales gone mad. I said last week I was going to sort things out, didn't I, with having a different phone. I should have had a different phone to put here, and I should have had a different phone to play the jukebox on, but I didn't because I'm an aegis. Because I'm a fucking aegis. Casper, you're going to look out for them because you're going there in mid-August, and that far north is when autumn is starting, plus the Swedes go gun mad in autumn, as your uncle jokingly says. Be careful of them. They are nuts, Swedes. I took them to the bear ladies. No, I like what they do when they sort out the bears, old school bears. You don't want to put them in harsh chemicals, but the foam off fairy liquid, just that and wipe them over. No wrong with that, is there? No wrong. Spin. Coffee. Oh my god, coffee. Is the coffee adorable? It's amazing. Oh my god. The sausage dogs were adorable earlier. I couldn't whip me out, my phone out quick enough. Plus I would have looked like an absolute perv if I'd have done that to the two young ladies who had them. You were going to explain what you meant, but you're running with it, so we know exactly what you meant, Mandy. Casting diversions on my character. Because he hugs up to me, you mean? That what you mean? Filt. Jinx, he'll drink that. Go ahead. Horace is having a proper good rub like you do, don't they? You normally do it against trees, not against jukeboxes, but you know, he's a modern man, a modern bear, is H-man. Lovely stuff. Lovely coffee. You really want to go look for a links. Look in a teenage boy's bedroom. Normally find loads of links in there. Normally Africa. You knew what Mandy meant. I knew exactly what she bloody meant. Horace in a gimp mask. That is not happening, young lady. That's not happening. Can't aim because the coffee maker. Oh. Lynx Africa, it surprised me. I thought Africa would smell more like decaying meat and elephant shit than, I don't know, teenage boys, but apparently not. Tomash, did you watch the girls tonight? Careful how you answer this one. How's you? How's Mrs. Tom? Can you hear me, Mrs. Tom? And how's Domingos Duarte? El gato más guapo del mundo, eh? And Yedza. Papa Tom. Lynx Catfrica. Hey, that would work, wouldn't it? Lynx Catfrica. I wouldn't mind that. You saw the Palantes. A fine victory and inspiration to us all. Is it Chris Waddle who always says Palantes, isn't he? My granddad used to as well. But then he also used to pronounce the word south as Salth, S-A-L-T-H. Salth. And the Sophie. Sitting on the Sophie. Rather not watch girls. I don't know. It was the European Championships final though, and the Spanish were beaten badly. Not been beaten that badly since, was it Trafalgar? I don't know. My history was more World War One and World War Two than all the other lot. With a very, very bored and always really tired history teacher. Always yawning. When he said Sarajevo, it went on for about 4 days. Sarajevo. 70s and 80s teachers were amazing. I would have loved to. Do you know, if I ever get the chance to go back, I will invent the elbow patch. Money to be made there, man. 70s and 80s teachers, they all had an elbow patch. The male ones did anyway. Can't speak English. What's the crack with the dentist? I'm not going back until September. Toot toot. Footy. We have been talking more about footy, haven't we? We'll have the footy one again now. I love the little finger in the air, waving it from just don't care. Yeah, back to the dentist in September, just at hygienist. And then December for the next open wallet surgery, unfortunately. We'll see from there. Bournemouth look good. They do, but then you have to remind yourself that it was against Everton. Who threw dusters? I didn't realise the Bournemouth game was on until it had finished, and I was delighted when I seen that. I wouldn't have watched anyway. I don't like watching Everton. I hate them. They piss me off all the time. All the time. What are you playing at, you knobheads? Right, well, it is Sunday after all. Let's see if Cheekbone Jeff can come back. You followed me all the way to the beach. I never saw you. There's cheekbones there. Oh, covered it up though, haven't I? Sorry, ladies. I'll have to make it up to you. There you go. Not even when I rode past him on a stolen horse. Look at that. The 6-pack on him there. Filth. Pure filth. Sick of ponies, want real horsepower. Harling me up, biatches. That would make more sense if you seen me other video that I didn't put out earlier. But I don't care. You'll see it and you'll realise what I meant, but I didn't mean it, so there. Anyway. Yeah, we enjoy our break from them, the team who should not be mentioned. I'll be looking forward to the first game, and then by the second or third game in, I'll be effing and blinding and screaming and shouting and wanting to change to become a Marine fan or something. What's open wallet surgery? That will be my dentist. Lots of Dwayne Eddies being sent on there. And then my car needs a service within the next month and a bit. It also needs the wheels still need refurbing. So there's no getting away from it. It's just constant money, money, money. He looks different, slightly less blue. Yeah. The thing that he uses to send his pictures in has been playing silly beggars, so I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and try, see what we can do. It was on the telly there, but Ajax is on a channel you don't have. I bastardi. Mrs. Thomas pretending to be Mrs. Hinch. Domingo is quite subdued today. Is he alright? How is he in himself? You're preparing your visits for tomorrow. Must have been, must be a tan, there you go. Does being outside get rid of some of the blue? He suits blue though, doesn't he? Jeff on horseback, I know, with the 6-pack. The 6-pack on horseback. With his back sacking crack wax. Very Mr. Darcy, isn't he? Even though he's changed slightly, he has remained Cheekbones Jeff rather than Ogre Jeff, so I thought you might actually like that particular picture. That's why I slipped it in for you. Where's Vic? She okay or just busy? Vic's not been too well, has she, recently, so probably just feeling a bit off. Not surprising though, living in the desert. Human beings should not live in the desert. Know what I mean? Keep telling her that. Still class. It is class, isn't it? I thought you lovely ladies would like it. The dentist is so expensive. It's ridiculously expensive. But it's got to be done. And I do need more work when I go back. Not loads, just enough to keep me poor for another month. Know what I mean? Glorified cleaner. Yeah. Still not well. Hopefully back streaming soon. We hope so. She needs to because it suits her. Why was the dentist taken out of NHS? Because there's money to be made. The whole of the NHS has been sold off bit by bit so that other people can make money off the back of our suffering. The dentist was the first one. Take them out and see what happens. Which is why the one to watch out for is Palantir, the ones who deal with the information. They're also heavily involved in lots of places they shouldn't be around the world. And they've just got all our data. It's terrible. Everything like that should just be kept in-house. Know what I mean, bro? Know what I mean? Too much AC is not good for the body, it isn't, but it's too hot to sit outside. Exactly. Human beings should not be living in the desert. End of story. AC gives you a headache. I have got the fan next to my bed over there, and when I have to put that on, I get a headache as well. Weird. Also, why glasses not included? Strange. They should be. Being able to see where you're going would stop you from falling over and breaking an arm. That would help. That would need help at a hospital, wouldn't it? If you can see better. Let's have a look. Your mum used to say when you were young they covered 80% and we paid 20% ourselves. Now you have to pay 100%. Yes, absolutely, bastards. When did I go to the beach, Steve-O? It was today. I went today because I was getting a bit pissed off being in the house. I needed to get out. I needed away from the four walls, and the tide had been in. So Ainsdale seemed a really good place to go, and the water was still there, within a walking distance. Normally, when the tide's out, you need a helicopter to take you to the water's edge, but it was just there. Nice. Nice to hear the waves, smell the ozone, the salt, hear the kids, the laughter. Everyone was enjoying themselves. No one looked miserable. Genuinely, everyone looked quite happy. It's nice, that. And as I was leaving, getting in my car, there was a family. Mum, dad, with mum, dad and two kids who were with them. And the kids, even before they got to the beach, there's little bits of sand. They were just buzzing to be in the sand. It was like, when you get down there, you are going to have the time of your life. They were absolutely loving us. Speedy recovery, Vic. Yep, speed recovery. AC gives you headache as well. Yeah, the radiator. A dry heat makes you cough. It does. It must be nice to live so close to the beach. It is. It's really, really good just to be able to. I mean, it's 5 miles away to Ainsdale Beach. It's 2 miles away to Southport Beach. If I want to go 7 miles or 8 miles down to Formby, I can go down there as well. Formby is one of the best beaches in the UK. Absolutely stunning. Won loads of awards. It's also got the shipwreck which was used tonight for the thumbnail is on Formby Point, or just off Formby Point rather. And it's got the squirrel reserve there as well. So the whole coast from where we are down towards Liverpool is fantastic. And it is literally just, if I fancy it, jump in the car, a few minutes, get out and get myself on the beach. I can do my sunset streams from down there. It's brilliant. Love us. Love us. And there's loads of people walking down there with the dogs. Same thing, getting loads of exercise, fresh air, being close to the water. The dogs love it. It's brilliant. I will sleep tonight. I bloody hope so. And Jess is off tomorrow, so I don't need to worry about getting up early in the morning. Or Horace in the morning. Don't need to get up Horace in the morning either. People on the brew get help there. It's basic treatment. Some still have to pay on top as well. Yeah, unfortunately. Heart meds give you a headache to begin with, so no AC or fan. Oh man. Is it cold living near a beach? It can be, but also when the wind is coming in off the Irish Sea, it can cool down. So it's quite nice. During the winter when people are having snow, we don't get it. Because the wind that's coming in, even though it feels cold, is still actually warmer than the rest of the air around it. So it's alright. It's quite nice living near the sea. Need a Crosby live stream. Show everyone the Ironman. I do. Don't even know where to park to go there. I don't really know my way around Crosby too well. Brew, yes, is the job seekers allowance. If people are on benefits, it's the brew. They're on the brew. The beach is such a big part of summer when growing up. 5 miles from the beach is considered inland. Yeah, well, where we are, Liverpool, you've got the river, so everyone's used to the river. There's Oglet Shore, which is like a beach near Speke. You've got the Cast Iron Shore, which is what the Beatles sang about, which is Otterspool Prom. So the water's always there. If you just carry on going towards Crosby, then you start to get into proper sandy beaches. And then all the way up from Crosby, Hightown, Formby, Ainsdale, Southport, all the way up. Like an 18, 19 mile stretch, which is all beach. And you can walk the lot if you feel like it. It's great. Love it. Ironmen need to be done. Yeah, only in the wind. If anything, it's warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. It does. It makes living on the coast. You don't get as much of a extreme swing from one to the other. You very rarely get snow because it's too warm and there's too much salt and sand in the air in general. But it's quite nice when everyone's absolutely moaning about the heat melting. We can go down the beach and just that little bit of a cool breeze coming in takes enough of an edge off where it's comfortable. Mostly. Yeah, it depends on if the wind is going out or coming in. It's completely different. If it's going out, it comes, well, from where we are especially, if it's going out, it comes across a huge tract of farmland to get to us, so it feels warm by the time it gets here. Whereas if it turns around and it's coming in, it's just hitting water before it hits us. So it's either red hot or nice and cool. It's posh. Feckers like you, yeah. Windows suffer, but people look younger. Free sandblasting, yeah, it is. That's why I look, oh, I don't know, mid-20s. Stop laughing, stop laughing. You think it's cold because the water is cold. It isn't though, is it? Water isn't. A lot of the water around the UK is, but where we are, we get the Gulf Stream, so that's warm. Relatively warm water. Which is why the UK should be where it is in terms of how far north it is. We should be absolutely frozen every single winter without fail. But we're not. We're quite nice. -2 is a cold day over here during the winter. It's alright, man, know what I mean? Did you finish painting your fence, Jackie? So it is. Grew up on the southeast coast. Finished Thursday, thank feck. Is it all to your approval? Does it look okay? You're happy with it? It's cooler, you think, more windy, at least when you lived in Amsterdam. Here there's hardly any breeze. And what you do get where you are would come from, again, same kind of thing, farmland. It's just, there's land everywhere. There might be, I mean, Enschede, there was loads of fishing lakes, so there is water everywhere, but it's not like big, huge tracts of water. If you've got huge, massive mounds of water everywhere, then it cools everything down a bit. Cools you down. So it does. Where are you not going? Don't go down the route of how's your fence, but apparently it's alright. Looks grand, so it does. Make sure it still looks grand next year. No one's nicked to throw on top of a bonfire. I know what you lot are like. The AMOC is to thank for our climate. We didn't have it, the temperature would go down by at least 4 to 6. From an average of around 10, that would have a massive effect, it would. It's the difference between being freezing cold and being just a little bit chilly. It's huge. You've got disability allowance, you don't know it in English. WAO in Dutch. It is disability allowance here as well. You live in the driest bit of the country. You're as far away from water as you possibly could be there, aren't you? I mean, nowhere near the North Sea, IJsselmeer, wherever it is. Just absolute miles away. Steve, you are as well, mate. Whereas we're not, because of where we are. That warm, moist current coming up, cold air coming down from the Arctic, it all meets, and then Manchester gets piss wet through. And people wonder why. Why is it always raining in Manchester? Because the fucking Pennines are there, that's why. Egypt. What did you miss? Ali, you never miss. Always first time shot. Pting. Done. A bit of a dent in the land where the clouds just blow over without becoming rain. Yeah. Whereas it needs to be the other way, not a dent. It needs to be mountains or hills going up, which pushes the warm air up towards the cold air. That's where you get your rain from. Water gets hotter slower, but loses heat slower. Land gets hotter faster, but loses heat faster. Yeah. That makes the difference between oceanic and inland. It does, and also that difference, when it tries to even itself out, the heat, as it's trying to even out between the land and space, which is freezing, almost absolute zero, all that air that's hot goes up quickly. You get updrafts, and that is partly where you get clouds from, and also where the winds come from. Going upwards, the Coriolis effect of the planet going round turns it into wind. Difference between not working and unable to work, absolutely. You're near the Mars, you are. Yeah, you are, but even so, it's not like huge, massive bodies of water. If you're near them, that's when you start getting a lot of rain. You're living on the minimum amount of money because they're just tight bastards, that's why. Your climate is more moderated, yes. Northern Ireland, you get the Wales rain. You don't, because you haven't been to Manchester, have you? Manchester, in the area, always rains. Rains indoors in Manchester. Also, by the logic of the UK says that it's not part of Europe. Half of Denmark is not part of Europe. We are part of Europe. We're just not part of the European Union. And that freaks people out. It freaks certain people out anyway. Don't want to be in Europe. Well, we're not in the European Union, but we're still part of Europe. Don't want to be in Europe. You can't move the UK away from Europe. We are part of the continent of Europe. I don't want to be in Europe. For fuck's sake, man. We're not in the EU, but we are part of Europe. I want that changed. How? We're going to drag the place further south, somewhere else. Middle of the Atlantic. Will that work for you? Fucking Egypt. Fucking Egypt. It's also islands. Islands are always different climates, aren't they, to being like mainland Europe, when you've got huge tracts of land. Eastern Europeans get really warm, don't they? Because again, there's just loads of land with no proper seas either side of them. It's mad. It's mad. It is hard, isn't it? Of course, we're part of Europe. We know that. But there's just a certain demographic of people that don't think about what they're saying. We're not saying we're part of the EU. We're saying we're part of Europe, the continent. We're not part of Australasia. We're not part of Africa. We're part of Europe. Don't want to be. Fuck's sake, all right. And unfortunately, some of these are actual MPs as well, aren't they? Some of them lunatic. It was at the 1922 committee. Lunatic Tories. No matter what you say to them, it's never good enough. It's never good enough. We want to take the UK out of the human race. All right, mate. You go for it. Not like we didn't float away. We are part of Europe, whether we like it or not, the continent. Some people just don't want it, man. Yeah, have you seen the globe? But again, a lot of these people that don't want it also don't believe in the globe. World's flat, there's chemtrails. For fuck's sake, man. There are some lunatics out there. You get by, but you think you can choose before doing anything, and no money for proper dental work or driver lessons. Want to move out, so you need every euro you've saved. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. 1922 committee still exists. I don't think it's as bad as it was, though, is it? There was some absolute lunatics in there the last sort of 15, 20 years. Very odd, very odd. Spin. It's spinning. Or what are we having? Rock shandy, pub rock shandy. Ooh, back of the net. We like a bit of this. Bit of pub rock shandy, go on. Very nice, very nice. I don't drink soft drinks, but I'd quite happily drink that, to be honest with you. Why do you not get help with the dentist? Because they're a shower of bastards. That's why. Spinning wheel is new. I think it is. It is new. It wasn't supposed to be on there. I tried it for something with the idea of getting rid of it, and now I just can't get rid of it at all, unfortunately. I think people like it because as soon as they press spin and it goes, it covers my face, which is a bonus for everyone, really, isn't it? Funny UK fact, in 1940, Iceland was still part of the Danish realm. Then the UK occupied it to prevent Nazis. After the war, they voted independence. Tanks. Nothing but love from Iceland. Zoider, we're having Zoider this time. Zoider. We like Zoider. We don't. Bastards. Looks a bit like rough side of that, doesn't it? Which is a bit cloudy, which is like what proper old school side should be. Hate how expensive the dentist is. 200 quid for an x-ray. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, man. Give it a try. Exclamation mark followed by spin. Never say no to cider. Which is closely related to the when you're an old man, never say no for the opportunity to have a piss. My dad always tells me that. If you're ever driving past the house, have a pee whether you need one or not. Because within 5 minutes of being miles away from your house, you suddenly need one. Long story, you got bad teeth and need things like implants, but far too expensive. Got toothache now, but try not to go until you move out and know how much money's left. It's stupid though, it shouldn't be where you either get one or the other. Ridiculous, man. Things like you say, dental, eyes and things like that should just be on the government. You've got to be able to eat, and you've got to be, otherwise you end up with other problems that you need to go to the doctor about and the hospital about. And if you can't see where you're going, you'll end up tripping over there and yourself where you have to go back to the bloody hospital. It would save money in the long run. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Jinxie doesn't do alcohol, but she does drink diesel. 200 quid is nothing. It's still 200 quid in your arse pocket is better than 200 quid in their pockets. Ridiculous. You agree? You agree that you drink diesel? Is that what you're saying? No, but it is. It's so short-sighted. Look after the people, because the better the people are looked after, the less of a strain there'll be on the NHS and things like that, you know what I mean? Red diesel, obviously, not made of money. lovely out there tonight. Yeah, look after your people. It's the cheapest way of doing it. Look after them. The more you look after them, the less of a drain they are on the society that we have. And there are people who are an absolute drain on society because they've not been looked after. We need to genuinely drag them through absolutely everything. Just don't let them get to that stage in the first place. Proper pain. Ibuprofen works best for tooth infection, but you can't take it with a heart issue. I know what you mean. They wanted to put me on aspirin for the issue with my eye, but they weren't sure I could have it because of the stroke. But now I've been on it, like Wallace and Gromit. I'm going to go back on Friday and find out whether or not things have improved. I hope so. You got a bill of £900 for an X-ray and a single filling. When you were jumped in 18, the bill was about £19,000, even though the guy was convicted. See, in that point, that should be covered by someone else. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. It's mental. You should have free dentistry or at least be able to get help with the cost. You should be. If you're on some kind of benefit over here, it's all free. All of it. You know what I mean? Should be over there as well. 19k is just ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, 19,000, you can get a full top and bottom set of implants over here for that now. 19,000 was actually the exact figure that was mentioned on an advert. Just how do you go about that though? If you are on low income or you've got a job that's not massively, or doesn't give you the option to have loads of spare cash left over, if that makes any sense. There's loads of people with good jobs on decent money who can't do anything because every single penny that I've got is just, it goes in rent, which is ridiculous. Fuel in your car, insurance, food, everything's so expensive that there's nothing spare left over to do anything else. It's on a task, man. Dentist's expensive over there in Northern Ireland as well. Dental care should be part of the basic healthcare insurance. It should be part of the NHS over here, which is, it's not free because we all pay every month. So it's a sort of insurance, but it's everyone pays, and then that just goes in, and it should be free. Dental work and eyesight, just make them free. Everything else, well, actually everything else should be free as well. We pay into it in the first bleeding place. You get basic treatment free, but it's treatment. Ali, you'd even leave it till you couldn't stand the pain no longer before you go to the dentist. Yeah, it's not worth it anymore. Just go. Fucking go straight away. Get it done. The sooner you get in, the sooner you get out. Fillings, etc. are free. Alright. It's over 90 for an extraction. What? Can't remember the fillings. Yeah, a lot of working families are using food banks because things are so expensive. Deliberately done as well, so isn't it? We're in that sort of, that part of society where everything seems to be profit. I mentioned this before with things like running a YouTube channel. If you had to use an piece of editing software on your phone, 20 quid a month. Canva, 20 quid a month. Adobe Express, 20 quid a month. This, 20 quid a month. By the time I've paid everything a month, it's about 20 or 30 bloody grand. How can you get away with that? There's too much greed in the world at the moment. I had someone else said as well, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, the richest man there has ever been in the world in history, possibly the richest man there ever will be in history. There is no such thing as an Elon Musk wing on a hospital. Nothing at all. Nothing of any benefit to the world with his name on it. You know what I mean? It's all just, I'll put rockets up because I make more money off the US government by sending rockets up. Can you not just use some of that money to help people? Build a hospital. Fucking Didier Drogba, the ex-Chelsea centre-forward, on a lot of money as a Premier League player. And I think he went to Saudi, didn't he? Did he go to Saudi? A lot of cash. Built a hospital, an entire hospital in his hometown. Can't we have more people doing that? And he's not even a multi-billionaire, he's just an ex-footballer. Fuck's sake, man. Help people out. It's like that in the 80s, but things went bad since everything's been privatised. Privatisation doesn't work for anything in the world, anywhere, ever, never has done. It's just a contract to get money out of you. We all know that. They know that, but they're not willing to change it. Wankers. So you don't have your medical card, yeah. You pay more if it was directly to the NHS. That's the thing I'd think myself as well. Well, if they put it up, national insurance, I want that to go to the NHS. I don't want it to go to some US company who's harvesting data like Palantir. Don't want that. Don't want it to go to consultants. Well, consultants, yes, but no. People coming in as a consultancy to tell you how to run the business. It's just siphoning cash from people. I don't need cash taken away, man. That's what you got from decades of right-wing governments. That's the way it works. The ideology behind right-wing governments is privatisation and deregulation. Deregulation is dangerous as well. You need regulation to make sure that things don't go too far. And if you don't, what happens is what happened in 2008 with the global financial crash. That had been deregulated to such a degree that people were making an absolute fortune by giving subprime mortgages. Regulations would have stopped that and would have stopped people being in the kind of shit that they were. But no, the people in charge wanted to continue. So it's like that, and that's the way it is. Having implanted at 18 was horrible. The drilling where the front teeth was, bone and blood squirting on your glasses. Eek, man. By implants, you're talking about your teeth again, aren't you? You're not talking about, you didn't get disease done, did you? Dorito and Luchmob. Is it Luch or Luchmob? I need to stop speaking European languages. He does 3D printing. He had Luchmob, didn't he? He had trolls appearing in his live chat. There's too many of them at the moment. Too many of them. Same for ours and public transport, yeah. The water is privatised in the UK. Nowhere else on the planet has got privatised water. A basic human right. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't be making profits on certain things. Health shouldn't make profits on. All that should go back into the system itself. I don't really agree on making profits on national rail or road infrastructure and things like that. But if you have to and it works, do it there. Don't do it with health or stuff like that, man. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Says if you're getting trolls, you're doing something right. It's a pain in the ass. Imagine waking up in the morning and thinking, I'm bored. I'm going to go online and try and be nasty and horrible to people. Why? Why would you do that? Unless you were a complete nutter bellend, obviously. I might have just answered my own question there. You and your mates used to get drunk the day before a big dentist sesh. Became a kind of tradition. Oh, I think I'd swerve that one just in case, because doesn't it thin your blood? Alcohol thins your blood, so you end up bleeding more. Going back to Charles Dickens times, we are, bit by bit. Workhouses will come in at some point. Mark my words, we will have them. Here, the left to right is fairly small. In the UK, it's slightly further apart. Not at the moment. In the US, the left to right is so far apart, it's insane. But they're still run by the same people, so it's just doesn't matter who you vote for. You get the same people in charge. Water privatised there as well. It's stupid. How can you privatise a basic human necessity? It's natural, you shouldn't have to pay for it. I can understand why you have to when it comes to things like keeping the upkeep of drains and for making water that comes through the system be palatable to be drunk, to put it back through the system. I understand that. When a company has taken £78 billion out in shareholders' dividends and is £78 billion in debt and hasn't fixed anything, that I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't see how it should be allowed, but there you go. You paying your own benefits, stupid, man. Don't privatise human rights. There should be certain things, a certain level that we're all entitled to, which should include health, water, shelter. Not necessarily go and live in a 19-bedroom mansion somewhere, but there should be some kind of guarantee to some form of human life. It's 2025, man. If we can send up rockets that part of it comes back down and lands of its own accord. Surely we can look after people and we can give people fresh water. The only water supplies here that aren't government owned is owned by the counties, right? You saved a fortune on anaesthesia. You still need anaesthesia even if you're still pissed, mate, because it hurts. Bloody hurts, man. Although I found the huge difference in going private was whenever they were going to put the injections in to numb you beforehand, there's a little thing with a numbing agent on it. So they put that in first, so it went numb before they even made it numb. You don't even feel the needles going in. It's amazing. That extra bit of care. My dentist's lovely as well. Always a smile on her face. Quite like that. You don't want someone who's had a miserable day the day before, or has been knocked back by his wife the night before. Sit down. Fucking shut up. Ooh, all right. Look, you're paying road tax. What are they doing with that money? There's potholes everywhere because the money doesn't go on where it should go. It gets spent on covering the shortfall on other things because money's being taken away from one part. That's why everyone's car's getting knackered. Well, what do we do? How do we fix the potholes? The money that's coming in from the tax, yeah, but we need that to do that. We need that to do that. Just backfilling all the time, man. Isn't it a ball ache? Water companies should heavily fine big companies that don't fix leaks. They should do, but they won't. Need a government to come in and go, right, this is just not good enough. Sort it or off you go. At the dentist 2 times every week for almost a year. You came numb to it. I'm not surprised. Had a week off with the doggies for their evening walk. Having about it. Enjoy your walk. Lovely to see you as well. See you next time, I hope so. Tot straks. Tot ziens. Tot zo. You get that too. Gel to numb before the needle. Isn't it fantastic? It's that little extra step, isn't it? Just rather than my normal NHS dentist in the past, you to sit down, jab. They'd stick it to the side of the face so you didn't even have to open your mouth first. There you go. You pay 52%. How much do you pay? With what? With what now? With the dentist. The dentist. Have a lovely evening. Absolutely, I knew. Please come back again. You will. Good stuff. We'd like to see that. Companies would rather just pay the bill, and the water companies don't care because the bill is being paid. That works the same with the rail companies that have been privatised or sold off. Not even privatised. A lot of the East Coast was sold off to the Dutch and the French governments. And what happens with them is, if they cancel trains, they don't get any fares off them. They're not asked. They get a subsidy off our government. So it saves them money. They don't have to pay anyone for driving the trains. They don't have to pay any staff on there, no crew, nothing. They just get money off us. So our taxpayer subsidies are going to the Dutch and French government. It's fucking ridiculous. Bring it in-house. Any profits go back into fixing the railways so they're actually sound. Or, if the railways are working all right, then use whatever profits are coming in to fix the potholes on the roads. Have the whole infrastructure, the travel infrastructure, to fix the whole transport infrastructure. And then once you get to a certain point where everything's fixed and the money's coming in, give some of that money to the NHS, give it to something else. Invest it somewhere else. But no, it's just sell everything off as soon as you can. Just makes no sense. We found oil and gas at the same time the Norwegians did. We privatised all ours. We don't own any of it whatsoever. We have a £1 trillion debt or something. Norway has got £1 trillion or €1 trillion, whatever it is, sovereign wealth fund, and they still own all their stuff. But apparently privatisation is the way to go. Doesn't work that way, man. They used a lot of the money that came in to improve the education and health service. Is that such a bad thing? Using money that comes in to fix the country that you actually live in, rather than let the money go abroad to other people. Mecca, they're not saying so. Yeah, love to see it as always. Absolutely. Depends here where you live, what you have to pay. In Amsterdam, you didn't pay water and bin collecting. I had to apply for kwijtschelding, and then you don't have to pay. Yeah, you pay everything. All right. Velterusten. Nice bit of Dutch there, ali ali ali. 50%, 52% tax. All right. We don't pay that much. Well, I don't anyway. Some might. It's 20% up to a certain degree, and then goes to 40 after that. Then there's another rate above that, but no one pays that because they have people who sort that shit out for them. Know what I mean? Don't think your water is private. Our water is over here. Wankers. And the companies who own the water are just pouring shite into things, aren't they? The fella, I can't remember his name, the Labour MP, has just had the whip removed because he's got some of the most ecologically diverse and chalk streams. There's 225 chalk streams in the world. 220 of them are in the UK. He's got some in his constituency, and they were pouring shite in, they were killing the chalk streams. So he just tried to get an extra little bit of something in that last thing they voted for, and then Starmer's taking the whip off him because he's a rebel. And then what he asked for, they've already put into. So I don't get it. But these people are having to fight just to get what should be normal. Fucking water, clean water. Streams, don't kill streams. They're ecologically diverse, they are. There's only 225 in the world. Why would you allow companies to pour liquid shit into them and kill them? Just stupid, man. Norway has that sovereign wealth fund since our drunk minister gave the oil fields to the Norwegians. Bastards. We had the same fields, though. And we haven't got any of it because we sold all ours off. And now, the last government were talking about giving more oil drilling in the North Sea, oil and gas drilling, because it'll make us less reliant on Russian oils and stuff like this, and we'll get more money coming in. We won't, because it gets sold straight away. It's nothing to do with us. We don't own it. It's privatised. It gets sold on the open market. We buy it from there at a vastly inflated rate compared to what we could have been buying it. But someone's making fucking money out of it, aren't they? The bloody oil fields, yeah. You make less than average but still pay 52%. Some folks pay 60%. See that? Do you know, if you paid 52% tax or 60% tax and everything in your country worked perfectly and you could live off what you've got left in your arse pocket, most people would do it. The fact that we're paying 20 to 40% here and nothing works, what is the point? There's loads of places where the tax is absolutely astronomical, but literally everything in the country works. You know, they've got a really good health service. There's enough ambulances, there's enough hospital beds, there's enough doctors, nurses and all that kind of stuff. The education system's fantastic. Everything works perfectly. And you've still got money left in your back pocket. Here, we haven't. We pay an absolute fortune in tax, we pay an absolute fortune in rent, and you've got nothing left over to actually enjoy the benefits of society. What's my enjoyment from the benefits of society these days is going to the beach or sitting off in the car. All I've got to pay is a little bit of diesel to get there, but that's about it. That's all I can afford, he says, with sitting in a room full of bloody cameras. But you know what I mean. Can't really afford to start going on major holidays around the world. Especially with me health problems. I don't know what the next step is. It's bloody horrible, isn't it? Gas field in Groningen causes earthquakes. So since you're at war with the Russians, you are fucked. Are the gas fields in Groningen, is that fracking? Fracking's bad, really bad, man. Where's our taxes going? Our taxes are normally going into other people's pockets. Offshore to a lot of people. Yeah, it's getting used for stuff that we don't see the benefit from. Other people might see the benefit from it, but your average person doesn't. There's so many holes. If you went through the actual the finances of a country and seen where things went to, you'd be apoplectic with rage. When you were 80, you paid 42% in main tax and 8% workers' tax. You paid 50% since you started working. Like I say, though, you don't mind paying that if everything is sorted. if you've got a good standard of living and you're able to work without getting angry or blue or upset on a Sunday night expecting the following day to be horrific, you can go and do stuff with your friends. The car that you drive on the roads that you drive is fantastic, and if anything happens you end up in hospital, it's all paid for. Brilliant. Bring it on. It just doesn't work that way, man. Rates as well. Yeah, council tax. Rates, council, same thing, isn't it? Even having a car, you have a we're on the road tax. 8, child labour. Is that what you're doing your paper round? Is that what that is? 18. I genuinely thought you meant 8. I thought he's been working hard in, man. Yeah, we've got road tax as well. Unless your car is not working, you can sawn it, which is a statutory off-road notice. Otherwise, you still pay your tax. And all that money that we pay in tax, we're on roads that look like corrugated iron. There's loads of money, man. There's a ridiculous amount of money in the UK. So much of it is hoarded. We don't get to see the benefits of it. So much of it is just wasted by the government. We've got no say. It doesn't matter who you vote in. Nothing changes. Same as it ever was. As Talking Head said. You started working at 11 delivering newspapers and only paid the 8% workers' tax back then. You shouldn't pay any tax when you're 11 at all. You should be allowed to have all that sweet money. 52%, everything should be free. If everyone paid 52%, everything would be free. But people won't pay. There's too many people who just won't pay. Big corporations won't pay. You've got billionaires who pay less money than the cleaner. Just doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? It isn't far. It is far from it. Yeah. Started working at 15, or is that 3 o'clock? Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Our Louise is nowhere to be seen, is she? Oh, and this was the week where we actually made it happen. So it is Sunday after all.
But Kipper's Vindaloo can't be good for you.
The cream of Manchester is making a comeback. Boddington's cask, the legendary cream of Manchester, is returning to pubs across the northwest, being brewed close to its original home. J.W. Lees, Manchester's oldest brewer, is now brewing Boddington's cask ale and distributing it to, under licence from brand owner Budweiser Brewing Group. First brewed in 1778, this well-known ale became a symbol of the city's spirit and northern pride. From pub posters to TV ads and pop culture moments, Boddington's left its creamy mark far beyond the bar. It disappeared from cask hand pumps in 2012. With a new 4% alcohol by volume recipe, Boddington's is due to reappear in pubs across the northwest in December. When I joined J.W. Lees in 1994, Boddington's was the cream of Manchester, and we were in awe of their position in leading the cask beer revolution, said William Lees Jones, managing director of J.W. Lees. We did that. We did. We made that happen. We did here. We brought Boddington's back to the people. Well, Louise did, but we brought it back to the people. Ireland is known as a tax haven. All the big, all big corporations like of Apple, Europe, and all them are over in Ireland because they don't pay any real tax, do they, compared to other places. Allowed to work when you're 11. Used to work when you were 5 over here. Are you old enough to get up chimney? Aye, up they go, lads. Ali, you had to pay? No worries, no worries. Got to be 13 now. Morning, Jackie. How you doing, Donut? How's things? Minimum age is 15 there now. I think you're allowed to work at a much earlier age, but you can't do like proper work over here. You can have a paper round, stuff like that, but it's not the way it used to be. Little kids with fingers missing because they're working on looms and stuff like that. Not quite the same. We have moved forward slightly. The world's gone mad. I think you need a cartoon for the loo breaks. I haven't had a loo break, that's the thing. I had a really big wee before we started. And I will get to 11 o'clock and my back teeth will be floating as well as normal. We do need a cartoon for loo breaks. Or something for a little, rather than press the add button, just something where I can throw something in, just, you know. Grandfather started working at 5 in 1933. After some of you weren't in school since you had to help on the farm. Aye. Old school. Proper old school. Started smoking at 9. You'd have to, wouldn't you? You would have to. Just to get rid of the smell of horse shit for the start, wouldn't you? What do you suggest? I would suggest, Mandy, is not having a go at Horace. Don't be calling Horace a hussy, a slush, because he's not. Field. Good vibrations. Good suggestion. I don't know. What? Good suggestions. Anybody? Daft. Yeah. I don't know. Could we make a video of 500 sausage dogs and one football in a stadium? Could that work? Would that be the one? There's got to be some kind of AI that does that. VEO3, I think it's called, isn't it? That'll be able to. I'm sure that'll work. Something with the hand up, like at school. Oh, how many people had the hand up you at school? Field, utter field. First started driving at 8, a year after he got drunk for the first time. Say what? Farm work is completely different, isn't it? Everyone helps out it is. It's a different world. It's a lifestyle, farm work. You actually wrote a Nick P. break ditty about 2 years ago. That was before you started making on-screen assets though, wasn't it, Mandy? Before you started making epic stuff. You had the matchstick box in one pocket and the matchsticks in the other, so the teacher wouldn't hear it rattle when having a break between classes. That is very, very smart. I like that. Good thinking. While he was going out for a quick burn. Going for a quick burn, sir. Back in a sec, sir. I have to close this Wendy before it starts getting away, but you know, Melly Vanilli. Shelly Vanilli. Ditty, a song. A little ditty, a little song. Why is it called a ditty? Do you know that? Is there a reason why it's called a ditty? I don't even know that. I'm going to find out. Ditty etymology. Middle English from Old French dité, which means composition. There you go. It comes from the Latin dictatum. There you go. Something dictated. So ditty comes from dictation. There you go. I never knew that. I know it now. I know it now. Dité, dictatum, dité, ditty. He never forgot his father for burning his first pipe that he had at 9. Pipe or pube? Which one's wrong? You only know Diddy. Yes, Diddy's different things. Jaggulars, different things altogether. Your Diddy's. P Diddy. P Ditty. Could be. Selective hearing. Oh, there's loads of selective hearing in this place. How's Molly? How's our Mol? She's passed out. That's the only know Diddy's as well. That's not Dirty Diddy. This is not the person Diddy. Diddy's in Northern Ireland are beneath your chest, beneath your chin. Chest bumps, sweater meat, lady bumps. Dirty Diddy's done dirt cheap. Normally at 3 o'clock in the morning, B&Q car park. Obviously, yeah. You're composing a new piece. Maybe you could call it the Bear's Paws. This place should have more classical music, definitely. Boobies, there you go. Diddy's are boobies. Chest puppies. top bollocks, as my mate used to call them. Top bollocks. All the top bollocks on here. Daddies. There we daddies. Filth. Filth. Utter filth. Complete and utter filth. I should have noted down what time it was when I did the Boddingtons thing, shouldn't I? And then told Louise, go and look for it. We've done it for you. Chest puppies, chesticles. Does it have to feature some guitar or anything special? Oh no, not at all. No matter what it is, just the way it comes. Diddy can also mean small, like the Diddy Men. Yes, Ken Dodd and the Diddy Men. Ken Dodd's dad's dog's dead. Died in Dingle. Did he? No, Doddy. Bristol's, yes, Bristol's. Bristol's is a proper carry-on thing, isn't it? And a Benny Hill thing. Because it comes from Bristol City, the football team, Bristol Cities. Lovely Bristols. That's in every carry-on film ever. You are learning loads, you are. It's a daddy's out day. It is a daddy's out day. Which is why your neighbours were hanging over the fence, obviously. Filth. Utter filth. Were they called the Diddy Men as they reached that height? That's, well, on you they would be, wouldn't they? Reaching your daddies. That high. And they worked in the Jambutty mines in Knotty Ash in Liverpool, which people didn't realise is an actual place named after a tree that was there, a Knotty Ash tree. So it is a place called Knotty Ash. There's no Jambutty mines. Well, I don't think there is anyway. I've been there plenty of times. I've never seen one before. Loads of Diddy Men. The way Diddy Men's. And also it depends, yeah, if you're lying down it might do. Mind you now, if Jackie stood up it still would do, wouldn't it? Ah, poor Jackie. She's like half a jockey. Jockey Lewis. It was Ken Dodd. Ken Dodd and the Diddy Men. Titty hilarious. Drumpf and Diddy saw F. Stain enter a pub. Yep. I like you changed that for me there as well. It is a good day indeed if it's a Diddy's out day. A good day indeed. You know Dizzy Men Band. What? Who's that? Who? What? Who? What? Who's the Dizzy Men Band? Sure I wouldn't know. Praddy Little Daddies. Cloggy. Show a picture of the Diddy of the Diddies, man. Right. I'll see if I can find it. There's Ken Dodd in the middle, and those next to him are the little Diddy Men. Those are the ones that are supposed to have worked in the Jambutty mines in Knotty Ash. And you can see by the one on the far right, he's got the same teeth as Ken Dodd. That's him. That's him as a Diddy Man. They were finished in 1973 when I was born, but they were still on TV. They were still a thing when I was growing up. Daddies. Moves out day 2. Bo Diddy. Don't remember that. Bit before your time, I think that one, Ali. It's a bit before your time, but I remember it growing up. But then again, I'm from Liverpool, so it was a thing. We knew it was a thing there, the Jambutty mines. I think I heard of Knotty Ash and Ken Dodd before I'd been to Knotty Ash, the place. Because the Alder Hey Children's Hospital, one of the best children's hospitals in the whole of the UK, is based just down the road from Notty Ash. So, you know, unfortunately, I did have to go there at least once. Unfortunatamente, as they say in Japan. Yeah, if you sit down, and it should still be Diddy height, sitting down, the man lying down. Jinxie, you remember it? As you should, being as old as time. I'm only joking. I've got mail. Have I got mail? Dizzy Man Band. When was this? Ah, right. So they are Dutch, and they were started way before we moved there. They disbanded in 1983. So yeah, we moved there in 1982. They disbanded the following year, so I had no idea who they were. Doe maar, Het Goede Doel, Golden Earring. I remember them. Focus, Hocus Pocus by Focus. I remember all them, but not them. Jan Akkerman's a great guitarist. I've never heard of them. There you go. There you go. Yeah, 70s. I know loads of 70s stuff. Not a lot of 70s Dutch stuff, though. The only English programmes you remember seeing were Coronation Street and EastEnders on Irish TV before the late 90s. It's bizarre. I've mentioned this before. Before satellite TV was invented or became a thing, parts of Amsterdam, parts of northern Netherlands were able to get. It would have been Yorkshire TV, I would have thought, or Tyne Tees. So they got to see Coronation Street. So a lot of people in Amsterdam grew up speaking English with a slightly Manc accent. And the same goes for in Rotterdam, they were able to pick up probably Anglia when that was, or BBC, whatever the antenna was in Anglia. They managed to get that and see EastEnders. So they spoke English with a slightly Cockney accent. Bizarre. Bizarro. Mondo Bizarro, dude. True story, though. Didn't know they were Dutch. Learn something new every single day. Even though it wasn't me that came up with that particular fact. I was going to say phrase. It's not a phrase, it's a fact. You do learn something new on this. Marvellous. Now, of course, with the advent of the internet and whatever, you can see TV shows from all over the world whenever you feel like. 24 hours a day. YouTube's got clips of them. If you really like what that show is, you can find it somewhere to download illegally and things like that. The streams everywhere. It's just mad, isn't it? What the world was like then compared to what it is now. And it's only late 90s. So we're looking at 30 plus years before. Or only 30 plus years. And you couldn't see anything at all from anywhere around the bloody world. Mad. Where you grew up, you got German TV. In the east, you got Swedish. And in the north, you got nothing. Yeah, where we were on the border with Germany in Netherlands, we got German TV as well, so it was great watching the German football, be live games or the highlights packages. We used to love doing that. And then in the last year, or was it, yeah, the last year we were there, my dad got to know some people in the army and the British Army, and he managed to hook him up with British Forces Broadcasting Service, BFBS, which showed you loads of English. It was like a satellite channel sent out to the British forces all over the world, showing loads of English and American TV shows. And he, for some reason, I don't know how he managed it. Playing football, I suppose, helped, knowing people. So we got to see loads of English stuff then. It was boss. But even the Dutch stuff was great. I remember watching Voetbal 80, Football 80. Really funny Dutch football show. My dad was on it. He appeared on it doing Tommy Cooper. A Tommy Cooper impression, but also doing a full magic act. He also appeared singing with a band. Dad does not give a fuck at all. He'll do anything. Live on TV. Mad bastard. So I learned loads watching the Dutch TV. It's how you learn proper Dutch. Watch the TV, go out and play with your mates. Watch the TV, play with your mates. Defo, you know what I mean? Could get radio stations from all over Western Europe. Radio was brilliant. You could get radio from genuinely all around the world. I miss something about that. There is, I don't know, there's a certain nostalgia, obviously, but trying to listen to, I listened to Frank Bruno against Tim Witherspoon, I think it was. I had to listen to that on the radio, long wave radio, even though it was just down in London. It wasn't on TV. Couldn't get it anywhere. Listen to cricket being played over in New Zealand or something. Just that scratchy, far away, in and out kind of, just about hear what's going on. I kind of miss that. I like that. Must have been before your time at Coronation Street, only 2 NL channels, later Belgium. Yeah, it wasn't on Dutch TV, Asta. Your normal, back then, TVs had aerials, just normal aerials. And there was enough of a signal coming across the North Sea that if you tuned it in, you could see, in Amsterdam, you could see Tyne Tees or Yorkshire TV. So you could get Coronation Street during the week. So people ended up with just a slightly different accent in Amsterdam to Rotterdam when you were speaking English. It's mad. Growing up was RTE channels, unless you had cable TV or satellite free-to-air. Yeah. Just stuck with what you had, which is no bad thing sometimes. Because when things expand to have more and more TV channels, more and more shit needs to be on there to fill those channels up. When you've only got 3 channels, everything that's on there has got to be a decent quality to get on there. If it's just, you go on Sky now on channel 858 or something, whatever it is. No idea. It could be, it's probably in the Welsh section, isn't it? There's just absolute wank on there. Rubbish. Utter rubbish. But there has to be there to fill these channels. Well, why have them in the first place? Bullshit. You were 5 before you had more than 1 channel and grew up on German cartoons, but your sisters had Danish TV and English cartoons. Mad thing, fam. You're 89, your sisters are from 91 and 93. No difference whatsoever, but a huge difference. Long wave radio, Atlantic 252, brings back memories. Uncle got your grandparents a satellite box and your granddad hated. You had to put up an extra dish. Mad. Used to listen to that while cruising in your mother's Peugeot 309 when you're about 10. Atlantic 252. Yep, I remember that well. Whole country went digital years ago. Same here as well. You remember Channel 4 coming? I remember that as well. Started off with Countdown, didn't it? Or as you called it, County Down. County Down. Growing up, 1 TV, no computer or mobile. Watch whatever the parents watched. Do you not think you learned a lot from that though as well? Some of the stuff that was on back then, you would never have watched, but you had to because they were watching it. You learned something. Like Dr. Bronowski on the Ascent of Man and stuff like that. Not watching this bullshit half an hour later. This is brilliant. Cruising. Proper cruising, man. Same for you as well. Yeah. It's different. It's a different world. And we are part of it. Steve-O, you're off falling asleep, mate. No worries. Night, night. Night, Helen. Night, Rubes. Rubes. Don't bark. You're all right. Catch you later, bud. Yeah, it's a different world. We've seen it the way it was. We see it the way it is now. It's not necessarily better than it was, but it's no worse than it was either. We might have thought it was better back then. I quite like it back then, though. We weren't as reliant on TV back then as we are now. You need it for everything, don't you? Some of the stuff your cousin watched when looking after us, your parents weren't home. Oh yeah. Again, that makes you what you are, though. Saw Euro trip there. Utter field. You missed loads because you weren't allowed to watch loads. I thought, yeah, but, you know, Snooker, Corrie and Doris Day films. Once was a man. But what more do you need than that? Come on, man, the Holy Trinity. First tell you how it was a French one, it was black and white, it was powered off a car battery. I would watch that film that you're describing right now. I know it's not a film you're describing, but I would watch that. A film in which you're watching a French TV, black and white, and it's powered off a car battery. Make that film, man. Black and white TV without remote. And when you finally got a remote, it was wired, and the wire was so close that you could actually just push the buttons with your finger anyway. But you didn't, because it was remote. You had to use the remote. Once on a TV, you had to put 50p in the back of it. I remember them as well. Oh, spin. Oh, another Irish. We like that. It's a bit more Irish. Mandy, you wear the remote. It was only 1998 either, as well, wasn't it? Buckets of tea. There you go. A nice bucket of tea. Grand bucket of tea. Some with a photographic memory. You don't miss it. All those Ricky Lake episodes and the nanny. Oh, man, no, yeah. Not a fan. You remember a neighbour had one of them? Quite a few did. That was the mobile. Windows cracked because of a storm, like a roller coaster. You had the remote with the wire too. And the Ferguson Video Star, when that first came out. The one that when you went like that to press play, the entire house shook. Kudunk! Not much use for a remote with only 2 channels. But it was tech, wasn't it? The best tech in the world. And when you finally did get a video, if you were going out, put a cloth or something over the front of the video so the light isn't blinking. The time isn't blinking on there so people know we've got a video. Fucking hell, man. World's changed, hasn't it? The world has indeed changed. But here we are. There we were, now here we are. Right, well, heavy feckers to carry, absolutely. I had an 8-track massive cassette as well. My dad had one in the car. He had one in the house and he had one in the car. Quite a few of the songs that I put on The Reason the Rhyme on Spotify, Dad's Car Music, came from the 8-tracks. And I was listening to them on the way home from picking them up at the airport. This big little, what am I talking about, you tit? This little slew of songs came on that reminded me of the 8-tracks. And my dad was going, oh, I've not heard this for ages. Well, yeah, the reason why it's on this playlist now is because of your 8-track. Brilliant, man. VCR was ages later. You're talking 75 to 85. 75 tot en met 85. Big little tit. Way big daddy. Yeah, exactly. My English is bad, isn't it? That's the ozone today, that. It's the sea air, the bracing sea air. That battery telly was a bastard. If you dozed off and the battery got drained, oh man, it was awkward charging it in the car. How can I imagine that, man? The world's gone mad. The world has gone mad. Right, well, yeah, it is getting on a bit, so it is Sunday after all. So we'll have a Horace's haiku.
I need more vinyl. Some Coltrane and Miles Davis to help soothe my soul.
He needs more vinyl. He needs more vinyl. Of course he does. He needs more vinyl. He likes his jazz, does that, Horace? Jazz, man. The jazz, J-A-Z-Z. Filt. Never heard of that. There was loads of mad stuff back in the 70s and 80s. Cassettes are making a comeback. The kids are listening to them again. I was going to buy a Sony Walkman because I've got loads of cassettes. And I quite like the idea of just putting one in, throwing a cassette into a player and just listening to it. So it's not 100% how it is nowadays. Streaming isn't 100% anyway. CDs are never always 100%. Vinyl is. But it's just, cassettes are normally a better sound. I like them. Oh, it's got a bit of lippy. Yeah, it's calmed it down now. It's not as big as it was the other week. You have a Miles Davis CD. Which one is it? Is it a kind of blue? God, you do look. Oh, tapes are fantastic. I love tapes. I've got some stuff that you can't get anywhere else, or I can't find them anywhere else anyway. Also, stuff that I recorded off the radio. Radio 2, when it was the likes of Glastonbury, they would just do a load of related music to that. And I've got loads of stuff from there, which has got one-off live shows from people and unreleased stuff. You can't find it anywhere. I had stacks of tapes, used to record off the radio a lot. I miss that as well, actually. Nowadays, you just get on Spotify, I'll create a playlist. It's not the same. There's no effort involved. We need more effort involved. Cassette Walkman was way better than the CD Walkman. That constantly skipped, it did. Cassette Walkmans were brilliant. They were properly ironed out. Although saying that, when I got my very first CD Walkman, oh my word. I genuinely thought I was Slick Nick Iron Dick bouncing around with that. I have made it, I thought to myself. Same when I got my first little MP3 player. About that big. Looked like a little pinky wafer, it looked like. Same size. Brilliant. Love that. Tapes are great. Apparently they're still made in Nederland. A lot of stuff was made over in Nederland. But you need them. They sound better. Vinyl and cassette are the best sounds you're going to get. Easily. Unless someone has done a... If you've got Apple Music, that's not too bad. That's lossless. So it's pretty much how it sounds on vinyl. You might have got the most amazing vinyl collection. Meatloaf, Led Zepp, Ozzy. I fucking hate Meatloaf. Jeez, man. Well, Jim Steinman anyway. The prick who wrote all this stuff. Never wanted a CD Walkman. I beg your pardon. I never wanted me a CD Walkman. I did, because I thought it was cool, and it wasn't, because it skipped constantly. Live concerts and everything. Yeah, recorded Metallica live in Roskilde back in the day. CDs were bloody expensive. CDs are now cheap, and yet vinyl, which was the cheap option, are ridiculously expensive. Ali, you've still got an MP3 player somewhere. Find it, charge it and listen and tell us what's on there. I bet you it's going to be Spice Girls, isn't it? From back in the day when you used to wear your trainees with the big platform shoes on them and all that, you know what I mean? Platform soles even. You still have an MP3. I might have one, you know. I might. No, I haven't. No. I thought I might, I haven't. Mini discs were the way. Does anyone still have them mini discs? They seem to be... Do you know what they seem to be? The nerds used to have them. But it makes perfect sense, a mini disc. Makes perfect sense. But it was just the nerds, or the people whose family had a few extra quid, or were really seriously into what they were doing. Everyone else, LimeWire and a 15 quid MP3 player. From, I don't know, Dat Sushi or something, isn't it? What should we call this? How fucking know, mate. Name it after Dat Sushi over there. Sound Dat Sushi it is. True story. Just record music from the radio on tape. Vinyl onto tape used to be brilliant. I've got loads of that as well. Stuff that my mate recorded for me when I first started getting into prog rock. Yeah, him and his brother used to have loads of prog. I never had much at all. So while I was buying albums bit by bit, all the stuff I didn't have, he'd record for me, and it sounded amazing. I've still got loads of it, and I won't get rid of it because it brings back memories, despite the fact that I bought the vinyl to replace it. You know what I'm saying? I think there's something on us. Find us. Back in '86. Skipped all that and went from Walkman to iPhone. That's a leap as well, isn't it? So genuinely, your phone nowadays, almost any song in the world that you can think of, just bang, it's on there. It's either on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or YouTube. You can play all of it. It's mad. Wiser, absolute wiser, Thomas. My sister had a 3 mini disc player. She was really cool, but that wasn't. It's proper decent quality though, mini disc, isn't it? The first MP3 player you saw could only hold 2 albums. I think my first one could hold 8 albums. That was it. And even then, I held off for a little while myself before I bought one because I don't need one. And then, as I was starting to go to work a bit more on the train, I need something. I need an MP3 player, so I bought one. So I did. A mini disc is like a CD but smaller. It is. It made perfect sense, and I don't know why it didn't take off. It should have done in the same way that Betamax should have been the main video rather than VHS. Just something never worked for it. Well, we know why that never worked. Why VHS was more popular than Betamax, don't we? And it is all to Barry Orn. Not the footballer, you know, the films. Because people made a load of Barry Orn films on VHS, so everyone got VHS players to play them. And then Betamax, it was too late. Too late was the cry. True story, apparently. That was on... Was that on a Louis Theroux thing about the Barry Orn industry? I'm sure it was, you know, he mentioned it. That's where it all came from, so to speak. You might have called into a radio programme back in '76. It's so cool to have on tape and on CD. Now you upgraded it. Hopefully you can't get rid of it now, can you, if it's on CD? You can't accidentally tape over it or put it next to the microwave or something. Now on the good old external hard disk. Have you not upgraded it to the cloud as well? Yes. Barry to the O to the ORM. First MP3 player was an Intel Pocket Concert. 128 megabytes. How many songs could that fit? 128. Each song was about 4 or 5 megabytes, wasn't it? 4, 5, 6 maybe. So you're looking at 2 albums basically there, aren't you? You first had 56. That's about an album if you're lucky. Mad, innit? It's absolutely mad. The one you have is like a touchscreen. Bloody hell, Ali, is your surname Musk? Is that where this is coming from? Your first MP3 player is a touchscreen. How have you managed that? Having your head in the clouds is no good. F with the clouds. Yeah, do you know what? I did have I hate Apple. I really do hate Apple. I did have an iPod, which I loved. A proper old school iPod with the spinny, circly wheel thing on it. I did like that. I think I could fit something like 20 or 30 albums on my first iPod. I had 2 or 3 of them in the past. The size of it, the shape, the fact you could fit it in your inside pocket. Loved that. Just fucking hate Apple. I remember when MP3 became a thing. I did. And then not knowing the difference between MP3, Wave, FLAC, all that kind of stuff. We should have a gadget. A graphic for gadget talk, we should. We haven't, but we should do. What can we have for a gadget? Inspect her gadget. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Inspect her gadget. Don't think it's possible. You don't think you bought it, possibly you were given it, you don't remember. Like Horace yawning. No Horace, mouth open please. Not after what was mentioned tonight. Disgusting behaviour. Disgusting. Fucking disgusting. It's disgusting, you mansy. Fucking disgusting. Talking about Horace like that. Disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Yeah. Is it okay for a sand grounder not to drool over the Beatles? Here, folks, probably more Stones than Beatles. Well, yeah, Southport. They did play in Southport, the Beatles, when they first started. So there's people do like them here. The whole of the UK likes the Beatles. Most of the UK does. There are some people who are really try hard and say the shit. But, you know, they are brilliant. They still are. If you find it tomorrow, you're going to send me a picnic. You're going to send me a picnic. Brilliant. I'm hungry. I could do with that. Was there some dirty yap that you missed at some stage? There always is in this, isn't it? It'd be nice to see that. If anyone else has got any, right? If anyone else has got any old tech, MP3 players, Walkmans, CD Walkmans, cassette Walkmans, anything. Send them in. I want to see this. Who's got the oldest bit of kit? Tech kit. Who can get the oldest thing into me in that way? I'm trying to think what I've got. I haven't got much that's old. A Nikon D100 camera, which is about the oldest thing, I think. Beyond that, everything's brand new, obviously, because I'm an absolute tit. There's a really popular rock song from the 70s there about our son is not allowed to get Beatles hair. Ah, right. That was a thing, wasn't it? The Beatles. I love that when they got interviewed over in America when they first landed. Someone said to them, some people say that your haircuts are un-American. And John Lennon went, it's very observant of them because we're not American. Stupid question answered in the only way you possibly can, followed by a quick look to the camera as if to say, are these people real? You have a Walkman as well. I want a Walkman. I want an actual cassette Walkman. I need to buy one, don't I? I need to buy myself a Walkman. Go on that thing. What's the Japanese eBay? There's like a Japanese electronics eBay type site. I can't think what it's called. There's loads of stuff on there. I need to get on there. I'd spend my entire spleen on there. You'll find your oldest MP3 good stuff. You miss your X11, is that camera that you had stolen? Is that a Fuji? Fuji. Mandy, you've got a Kodak Brownie somewhere. Found that fine. Kodiak Brown Bear. A Kodak Brownie. If you can find that, just take a picture of it. That is amazing. Wow, man. You had a Walkman and used it until you came there in 2008. If it's not broke, don't fix it. The sound is better on cassettes. I would even have the original headphones rather than a big beastie pair of Beats or something plugged into them. You want the old school. That's brilliant. I love them. Bring back the old Walkman. Remake it. As it is. As it was. So it is. So it was. It was your fourth camera, but it was a great cam given its shit quality. You don't have to have the best camera in the world. Some of the best things I've seen have come from lower tier cameras or older cameras. Everything's too sharp nowadays. I know Casey from Camera Conspiracies goes mad about how sharp Sony's are, especially. And some of the latest lenses. You got people who are testing lenses by pointing them at a brick wall and then testing right in the far corners to see how sharp they are. It doesn't have to be sharp. It has to be something that looks nice to the eye. And some of the older cameras, you get much better quality shots out of. They look nicer. Nicer to the eye, anyway. You're not going in the loft. Go in the loft, Mandy. Go in the loft. Go in the loft, Mandy. I think I deserve you to go in the loft after what you said to me earlier on about my bloody bear. Disgraceful behaviour. Worst thing about the CD Walkman is you can't run. You definitely can't run with it. The old school, just Walkman now. Top pocket. Run to school. Nothing. The only thing you had to watch out for was the batteries, obviously. Once they started going, oh man, that was horrific. If you were halfway home for a long walk and your Walkman went out, then it became a moan, man. And a moan all the way home. Went into school, film school in 10th grade and saw yourself in high definition. Oh, I know. I'm the same myself. 4K camera, 8-bit face, know what I mean? It's not good, is it? Headphones with a wire though, so it wasn't the safest ride on the bike. The wire went often in the wheel. You need to be careful, but it's still good. The bear thing, did you hit a nerve? Yes, you did, because I don't think Horace deserves to be spoken about in that way, Mandy. It's disgraceful. He's not here, he's in the car, otherwise I'd be having words. Saying that, he's in the boot at the moment, so it is kind of, I don't know, like I've hijacked him to take him to the woods to do unspeakable things. Loft is an attic, it is, yeah. Loft, attic, potato, tomato, same thing. But we don't really, depends on where you are in the country, we don't put things in the attic, do we? It's always the loft. You put things in the loft. You may have an attic, but you put things in the loft. We've got a loft full of stuff here. Shite. Just shite. But I think there's loads of old photos of like me nan and granddad and stuff like that, so we need to find them. If there are, they need to be put in a proper sealed bag or something, you know, so they're safe, because can't have them going knackered. Some really good photos, loads of stuff from when my dad was playing in Morocco with Middlesbrough. There's loads of photos from that as well, the trip that he went on. Loft is an attic. A loft in Danish is a loft, which you hold aloft, the loft. Bloody English language. Oh man, I'm gonna have to make another cup of tea for later, you know. Need to check if Horace is okay. He might need therapy. He might need. That's why he hasn't needed to have been stuffed. He hasn't had to be restuffed, has he? Because he's getting stuffed all the time, apparently. Disgraceful behaviour. A loft in Danish is called a loft. I wonder where we got it from. Then there must be. What's it in German? What is it in Dutch? I can't remember. Luft, of course, is 99 Luftballons. You lift up a loft, you hold it aloft. Pick from Donal. Where's the pick? Oh my word. Oh my word. Yes. That's all I can say. Shockproof. A Philips shockproof. Look at that. And Queens of the Stone Age CD. Oh man. I'm jealous. I want one of them. I kept mine until about 4 or 5 years ago, when I threw it out because it stopped working. And it was a Philips as well. Oh man, I'm jealous. I am like totally jealous, I am. Loft in German is Dachboden. Of course it is. Because the German thing is to make any word as long as you possibly can. Loft in Welsh, apparently. Is that loft or hlöft? I put it in the hlöft. Where is my Walkman? I put it in the hlöft with all the hood and the rest of the DIY. What in Swansea are going on here? Might be still working. You think the batteries are empty? New batteries, no car battery because you'll fry it, but has it got bass boost? Has it got bass boost? Let's have a look. It has. Oh. Hang on. Digital dynamic bass boost. Get in there. Oh, go on. Don't we love that? I'll send more stuff in like that. I love this. That's really cheered me up, that. Cheers, though. I know it doesn't take much, like, but it really has. That's cheered me up. I love that. Give you a concept and you will give us the Danish word for it. You have compound nouns as well. I hope that's not compound nonsense, because that's something completely different. You meant Donald's CD thing is Philips. It's not Philips. It's Donald's. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, made in Nederland. Philips is Nederland. And it's only got one L rather than two for Philips. There used to be a Philips factory in Southport. No longer exists. Got moved elsewhere. My mate used to work for him for absolute years. He was a manager there. When my amp went knackered, I gave it to him and he took it away. Got someone in the electronics department to have a look at it and fixed it for me. And now it needs to be fixed again, and I still haven't taken it to piss in Warrington. I think you've got a cassette radio too. Send me in as much old tech as possible. I love this. I might have to do one of those take heart galleries, the wall of just full of old tech. It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it, man? Love us. It was very well used back in the day. As it should be, these things, that's what they're there for. And if you use something old and it falls apart, that's what it's there for. Old cars should be the same. I know you've got to protect some of the old cars, but they're there to be driven. Buy an old car, don't make it a museum piece, drive it. Same with this tech, man. Old tech, use it. Use it as much as possible. Use it every day. Throw the tunes on, man. Don't matter if it's out of tune because you're cool. I want a Walkman. I'm going to buy a Walkman. Hold me back. I can't spend any more money, but I want to buy a Walkman. I want a Walkman. Especially when the weather's still warm. When the weather's warm, you lie on your bed, don't you? Sun glaring in. Listening to your Walkman. Eyes closed. Brilliant. Imagining being at that gig. Not that with the curtains open, the sun streams anyway, because I've got a massive softbox and a room divider here. But you know what I mean. Yeah, I love that old tech. Show me what you've got. Oh. You've got a Samsung flip phone and a Sony Ericsson Walkman phone, but no chargers. Oof. Old phone. Now you're talking old phones. I've got an old HTC, which the doctor said he can fix for me. No, different thing. An old HTC that I saw the other day. That's the other thing. That might be my oldest thing. That must have been from the early 2010s. Maybe. I don't know. I need to plug it in and see if it works and find out exactly what model it was. And I've got the updated new Nokia 3330, is it? The little one. The updated for the 2000s. The one that you can charge and then you don't need to charge it again for the next week and a half. One of them. I bought it because it was only 50 quid. And it was supposed to be really, really low numbers that they were selling. Oh, Ali, oh. Oh. Mandy. I'm sorry, but we've just beat Bass Boost. We have just beat Bass Boost. Donald, sorry mate, we beat Bass Boost. Bass Boost, I can't fucking speak. Because we have Mega Bass. There we go. Mega Bass, Sony Mega Bass. Look at that. That is fantastic. We love this. I want one. Mega Bass. That's it. That's a step up from Bass Boost. You boost your bass to get to Bass Boost, and after that, it goes stratospheric until it reaches Mega Bass. Mega Boobs, I was going to say then. Oh, fucking hell, my head's gone west. Mega Boobs, Mega Bass. We're all about the bass, no treble. That's epic, man. That is epic. Oh, hang on. Oh, Mandy. I had one of these. I had one of these. The exact same one. Look at that. Oh, man. That is brilliant. That brings back so many memories. I had the exact same model. That's epic. That is absolutely epic. And it's in good nick as well, hasn't it? You've looked after it well. Well done. Brilliant. Absolutely superb. You've got a HTC as well. 2010, you think, with a keyboard. The HTC phone had a radio. Mine did as well. Built in HTC radio. One of them did anyway. Make you an offer you can't refuse. I'll leave Horace alone. Make you an offer. Jeez, man. I've got a shitload of knitted potatoes. Will that work? You had one of those. I think most people did. That used to be. There should be loads of those around, shouldn't there? That's the OG. That's the proper OG one. There. Not the OG, but that's the one that I think most people that I was in school with, that was the one they had. I had the one before that because my uncle had one. And then I borrowed it that often. And you went, you can just fucking have that now. But yeah, I love that one. I hammered that. I think that was one of the ones I used to fall asleep. That's reminded me. I used to fall asleep listening to certain albums on that. That's brilliant. I love that. That symbol on the bottom left is on your Sony phone as well. The Walkman symbol, yeah. Isn't that brilliant? I love this. Oh, cheers everyone. Oh, look, absolutely superb. All we need now is a Ferguson video star video. Good dunk, one of them. What else do we need? A French TV. That's boss. Oh, brilliant. Doesn't take much to impress me. Shania Twain can fuck off because this does impress me much. I'm now gutted that I haven't got anything old. Everything's really, well, relatively brand new. Even the Nikon camera, I bought it in the last 18 months, you know what I mean? Class evening, that's been a class evening. You've a mini disc man somewhere, not sure where, what? How do you open it? Carefully, gently. Memory lane. Is that the one with the, you push it up and it pings, or is that the... I'm trying to think of that one now. I've had a few of them. One used to, you push up a little slider and it pings open. One, I think there was a little button at the top rather than a slider. Still a slide thing with a little button. You pull that towards you and that pinged open. What one was that one? I'm trying to think now. Oh, what? That's annoying me. Did it have the little thing on the top? Little pushy, pulley. Oh, man. It is memory lane. I definitely had one of them. Oh, man. Mad, innit? Do you know what? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at every single Walkman and I'm gonna tick off the ones that I had, because I had a few of them. And it wasn't just Walkmans, it wasn't just Sony's. I had a Sanyo as well, a sort of bluish one, or silver with blue on it. Sanyo. No, it was blue, actually blue. What else did we have? There's another one which was black with orange. Was that a Sony? This is brilliant. I love this. This is what the internet was invented for. Oh. Esther has come to the party. There you go. A Walkman phone. Look at that. With buttons. That's a museum piece. That's the kind of thing that people will start paying for this now, I'm telling you. Look at that. Isn't that boss? Why can't we have more phones that look like that? Rather than the shit we've got now. Just generic blocks of perspex. Great stuff. It opens underneath, not the top. Oh, is that, when you used to hold it like that, is it, you could do it with your little finger or your third finger? Just push it and it opened. Is that the one? Am I thinking that right? Hold it and just do that and it opened. That's going to annoy me, that now. You got me thinking. But I definitely had that one. I love us. Love us. It is cool. It's cool AF, as the kids say. You have to show us how that opens, Mandy. Which little bit of a... Yours was a slider. Totes. Oh, that's brilliant. That's pleased me, you know. I love the fact that when I bought my record player, because I kept all my vinyl, I loved how that sounded, and I loved the whole feeling of getting a record out and the smell of it and everything. I was taken back to years ago. I'm glad I'm not the only one who likes the way things were, and everyone's got a little bit of tech. Oh, that's brilliant, that. You are a cool bunch of bastards, that's what you are. A cool bunch of bastards. Brilliant. And if you showed the kids this nowadays, they go, oh, how cool's that? Because they'd recognise how cool things are. Because they are. Stuff like that is cool AF. Antique Spare Show, it is. Actually, I've got something old, haven't I? I've got Horace, who's 52, and apparently in therapy. Thank you very much. Oh, it's brilliant. That's really, you know what, I got myself cheered up today by going to the beach, but that is also, that's proper cheer me up tonight, that. If you got any more, send them in, and I'll make something, a wall, I don't know, a little video of it. Brilliant. Cool. Morning, Jackie. Yeah, well, it's that time, innit? When the screen goes clean, you know what that means. Get your dancing shoes on. Walkman's on. We'll have a silent disco. Go on, get your Walkman's on. With the orange felt, fuzzy felt. Come on, let's do this thing. Are we ready? Are we ready? We're always ready.
Another great night here at the Bears Paws. Folks, go give yourself a round of applause. We've had a good chat and told the odd joke. Now get in the hot tub for a post-stream soak.
Wait. What? It works? Are you saying the Walkman works? Mandy, does the Walkman work? What album is in there? What cassette is in there? Let us know. Come on. What is it? It works. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. That's cool AF. It works. What's the album? What's in there? Come on, what is it? What music is in there? Don't be embarrassed to tell us. No matter how bad it is, let us know. It's Welsh. A Welsh album. Is it Gorky Psychotic Monkey? Super Fairy Animals? Catatonia? Stereophonics? The Alarm? Who is it? Who is it? Tom Jones. It's Tom Jones, isn't it? Isn't it Tom Jones? It is, isn't it? Or Shirley Bassey. Oh, finger. Who is it? I need to know. Mandy, who is it? It's Welsh. Homemade Tony Akaloma. What? No idea. Anyway, that's that.